Welcome to Superchat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which actually we're going to talk about before we start today, because these days we're seeing channels monetized more often and faster than ever before, which is great to see. But we'll just go over a little bit of detail as to how that's working now compared to how it might have been not too long ago. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. I got quite a few names on the wheel. Michael's Adventures is not here today. He's just out working, but he always makes sure that I let everybody know that he's thinking about us when he can't be here. Scratch and PPA, of course, is here for every single stream for hours on end. I have to thank God and shake my head wondering how he does it every day. And Canadian Family Life was early in the door and actually let us know that today is Coastal Water's birthday. So I thought we'd start with that channel on the screen for today. She's an incredibly supportive creator. Her husband is as well. They are a couple of creators who support each other wholeheartedly. And one of the biggest complaints I get on YouTube and have for the last 6 years is, why is it so difficult to get our in real life friends and family members to support our YouTube channels when we can find people online willing to do it? So I think it makes it that much more extra special when we do find in real life friends and family members supporting each other. We've got a few stories now in the Superchat family currently where frequently we see husband and wife combos come by. A couple of cousins are in the house and things like that. Jarrett Talks, good to see you in the house. I was in his live stream earlier. Jesse Miller unboxings and more. I just saw one of your latest unboxing videos. Mike and Rihanna's Adventures is in the house with all that fluff and stuff from Australia. Controversial Cruising is in the house, and Marketplace Boutique is here to help us learn how to buy low and sell high and hopefully make a little bit of profit and an extra stream of income with eBay. Margie's Crafty Corner, I've got you on the wheel. And is My Flock is Everywhere still in the house? I think they are. Now, we always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, but everything in Superchat is always open to everyone. After a long period of time, probably 2 hours from now, I will add some names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation here in the chat. And Layla Life My Way is coming in. She had a long video that was in my catch-up list there. Almost like window shopping for homes online, which I do frequently, actually. I'm always curious to see. We talk often about prices of homes, and you know, anybody will agree inflation's just out the window now with everything that we look at. But I happen to be in Canada, so our prices can sound a little bit astronomical to others. The average price of a home in the Toronto area now has long surpassed $1 million. Of course, our dollar compared to the United States is probably riding around 72 cents. I've been off the news for a couple days, so I could be wrong. But somewhere thereabouts, right? So let's say 700,000. And that is for not the largest home you've ever seen either. But anyway, interesting stuff. Rushing Wind Mountain is in the house. I'm going to get them on the wheel. I know we've got a few more friends in the house. Broken Hearts Ministry is here, and that is Gail's Southern Living. She did a interview last night with Just Jason Keto and more, another incredibly supportive creator. They both are, as a matter of fact, so it was an interesting conversation where she was learning about keto as a diet and as a lifestyle, and Just Jason Keto's been inspiring us for a while now. Ria's Blissful Connections, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. They're a member also, so I'll put them on the wheel. And we'll get spinning the wheel and get to channels in a moment. I just want to see who's here. I know Cool Gamer came by quickly. Chevy Addict's been here from the beginning. Cruising Scene, good to see you. Follow the Bradley's Fun has been here just about every day lately. Gabri Fantastic, good to see you back. And Tommy Temper, my dear friend, he came over from my personal channel. We found each other through some newsworthy, polarizing content a while back, and he does a lot of live streaming. actually. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Now, when I talk about the idea of monetization, there's so much confusion out there. I certainly don't want to make it seem like I know everything, because I certainly don't. I've been corrected many times here. I learn from creators of all sizes every single day. I've been on YouTube for just over 6 years now, getting on 6.5. I've monetized 5 channels, but things have changed over the years, and it's become easier, and we see channels getting monetized faster than ever before. So we'll talk about it for a second. Gabri, fantastic. It takes a long time to get on the wheel. It might be about 2 hours or so. But our moderators often wipe out messages that ask about being on the wheel. I never, ever, ever put anybody on the wheel when they ask. It's always based on who's the most supportive in the day. And what that means is when we're supporting other creators and conversating here in the chat, truly talking about other people's channels, truly having conversations. I have a robot in the background here, which I'll show you, called Bottissimo, and it rises, pardon me, what it does when I refresh the page, we'll see it keeps track of how engaged everybody is and how long they've been here. It's a combination of both. So we've just started, but we see like Mike and Rihanna's Adventures are always engaged in the chat, Cruising Scene as well, Marketplace Boutique, all the usual suspects are up on the top of that list. It's going to be a long time, but like I said, after about 2 hours or so, we'll add some names to the wheel from our chat list, and we'll get to as many channels as we can in the next 3 hours or so. And Coastal Water, who's on the screen right now, actually gave us a little bit of a fun idea for referencing a command we can use with robots to see if they're working. So there's Nightbot, Bottissimo, Streamlabs, and Stream Elements. All 4 are here. Streamlabs does a good job with the statistics as well. Thank you, Scratch and Pete PA. And yeah, if the stream is not running, then a super chat won't register in that list that is kind of down in the bottom middle of the screen there, as you can see. So My Flock is everywhere. Thank you for that. They've done that countless times before. For that reason, we'll put their channel on the screen first. We always put super chatters on the screen right away in order, and then members get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And after a long time, we'll add some names to the wheel from our chat list. It is open to everybody, of course. Killer Clown Gaming Jory, good to see you in the house. And Midlife Travels is also here. They also happen to be a member. So again, hopefully I haven't missed anybody. When I talk about the idea of monetization, so basically here's the way it works now. You can enter the first level of the YouTube Partner Program, which means being monetized, when you have 500 subscribers and one of the 2 following conditions met on your channel. One of them can be 3 million views on shorts videos in the last 90 days, although I don't believe in the Tuber Chat family we've seen anybody monetized under that restriction yet. Or you can have 3,000 hours of public watch time in the last 365 days. Very important to note that it is not cumulative over the lifetime of your channel. It's 365 days. What happens is, if you have posted videos that are older than 365 days, you will lose the watch hours for monetization purposes. Anything that is older than 366 days ago or older, if that makes sense. And then the second level of the YouTube Partner Program, the first level will let you engage in fan funding. So that includes super chats, super stickers, super thanks, and memberships. And I believe shopping. So forgive me if I'm mistaken about that, but I'm quite sure shopping's included. And what that means is that YouTube is telling us, hey, if you and your channel at that level can convince people to send you money, then by all means take it, and we're happy to take our 30%, right? But the second level of the YouTube Partner Program, which I'll describe the requirements for in a second here, says that if you can reach the higher restrictions and get into the second level, we'll add in AdSense money as well. And that means you get paid for your share of the advertisements that come in on your videos. And it gets very confusing when we start to talk about that, but let's just say it's added in. So those restrictions include 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. It works out to 240,000 minutes of watch time in the last 365 days. When we see channels that are eligible for monetization, it's possible to not become monetized right away. YouTube will go through your channel. I'm not sure if a human being actually does it or if it's part of the algorithm and they send a robot through to just check a few things. If you have videos that are taken from the things that you have not made yourself, it is very possible to get denied for monetization. I haven't heard yet of a channel being denied monetization for copyright claims, but they do spell out the idea that that's possible. They make that clear in the YouTube community guidelines or terms of service. You can look that up if you want to. So we just want to keep our copyright claims at a decent level for a while. You can't just post Justin Bieber videos and expect to get monetized. YouTube's not going to pay for that. So hopefully this brings a little bit of clarity to what's going on. The second level of the partner program, of course, is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, or 10 million views on shorts videos in the last 90 days. So I just wanted to talk about this for a second. Now, again, I try to cover myself by saying I don't necessarily think that I know everything. I will joke with my family that maybe I do, but with everybody else, I try to be clear. I certainly do not think that. And when it comes across that way, because I speak very fast here in Tuber Chat, most of you know this already, the idea is that I learn from creators of all sizes every single day. I started 6.5 years ago running a channel that is not mine. And I ran a few more. I let a few of them go. I continue to run a few channels that are not mine. And I have a couple of my own. In total, I've monetized 5 channels. But none of them have hit 100,000 subscribers yet or anything like that. However, you can see that there is substantial income coming through on any of the channels that you look at that I talk about having been monetized. And, of course, it's not a race, right? What I try to describe to people a lot of the time is that we need to think about the goals that we're really after on YouTube. Did you start your YouTube channel to get views or to get likes or to read comments from people? Because I don't believe there's anybody out of the 50 million and beyond channels that started for those reasons. That's not in our human DNA. For us in the Tuber Chat family, I believe that 99% of us or more have goals of, let's say, income or monetization, or possibly exposure for other businesses and, merchandise and things like that as well. These are things to keep in mind. When we talk about numbers like subscriber numbers and watch time and thumbs up and things like that, they can be fun numbers and they can be indicators that we can learn from. But if your goal is monetization, then what we want to talk about are things you can do to increase your monetization or the income coming in, or revenue if we want to call it that, along the way. So these are ideas, right? Again, I also try not to tell anybody what they exactly should or shouldn't do with their channel. It's, your channel is your business. It's nobody else's. It's not up to me or anybody else to talk about your logo or your name or your content or anything else. It's nice to get a little bit of feedback, but we also find that your friends will often tell you a lot of things that they think you want to hear because their job is to be your friend. And then the haters will tell you horrible, nasty things because their job is to be a hater, right? And it's hard to find a bit of middle ground where people will tell the truth. You'll notice here in Tuber Chat, I rarely say anything negative about anybody unless I'm whining or complaining about, things that are not on YouTube, like traffic and, the price of chicken these days and things like that. So these are just ideas. Again, the other thing too, as a note, is we never know what it's like to listen to us. And what I mean by that is, you know, Scratch and PPA, I shake my head. I don't know how he does it. And I really appreciate every moment everybody can spend here. I know I speak very quickly. I do have a bit of a radio background that helps me get through that and sound the way that I do. But I don't know what it's like to listen to me. Even if I listen to my own stuff back, I don't know what that sounds like, right? Nobody knows. You don't know what you sound like to other people, and it's very difficult for somebody to describe it to you. One of the things that we do know is as our friendships build and we start to actually care about each other's YouTube journeys, content, friendships, and things like that, you just have to remember we use the word family here in Tuber Chat very often because it very much does feel that way, and I think a lot of people will agree with me. It truly is that way. People truly become so supportive that you can't believe it. You can't even imagine close family supporting you in the way that some of your friends here on YouTube are going to do. You have to keep in mind as well, there's a responsibility that comes with that. You have the ability to hurt people's feelings, and that can be done very easily. When we're messaging each other, whether it's here on YouTube or outside, we can not have a tone of voice to go along with our message. And I have been caught many times sending messages to people regarding YouTube or otherwise where I have to clarify what I meant because I used a word that they think of differently than I do, and that's a for instance, right? So you have to remember, you have the power to hurt your friends more than you think that you do. That goes for everybody. And we also have to try to be patient as well. But I know it can be frustrating. I've got a couple of friends that constantly send messages that make me roll my eyes and I have to bite my tongue and everything else. But that's the price of family. You know that people truly care. But what we want to do as well is I just want to clarify. When I speak, I want to make sure everybody understands, and forgive me for going on so long, I do not think that I know everything. And I'm not really giving this speech for me, to be honest with you. But I certainly don't. I've been corrected many times. What I have also found is often people will come to me with questions, and anybody's welcome to them on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. What I find is somebody will ask me a question, and when they don't like the answer that I give, whether it's right or not, they just either continue to ask or get frustrated or tell me I'm wrong and whatever else, and everybody's free to do that as well. But again, I just want to clarify, when it comes to information, there's a lot of it out there. I don't expect anybody to take what I say here as gospel. Again, I certainly don't think I know everything. I don't think it's possible that we could, and none of us are YouTube or Google engineers. I don't know if I would believe one if I had one in front of me. But we can share information, and what I wish for everybody to do is discuss different ideas here that can be helpful to each other, like we always do, and then we can all make better decisions for our channels and our videos, myself included. But this is just a few things that I wanted to talk about as we get started. So it's just an idea. So forgive me, I have missed everything that's gone on in the chat. So if anybody's mentioned something that you meant for me to see specifically, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Dave's Adventures, thank you for sending in a super chat. We're going to put your channel up right after. My flock is everywhere. Cooking with Ned is in the house. The chicken is back. John H. Shelton from the UK is in the house. My Wild Home, it's good to see you here. I've seen them out supporting others. Toyin's Kitchen is here, and Markets Putzer. It's always good to see you. Philip Lemon's in the house. They happen to be a member, so I'll put them on the wheel. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I did put Rambling with the Brooms and our Georgia Suburban Homestead on the wheel. You can tell I get really passionate about this stuff, but again, I try to be transparent about what I've done. You can see very clearly what I have or have not accomplished, you know, and make your own decision about what you do with suggestions that I give particularly, or things we hear here. in the streams. The other thing you might want to do is when you're being given information from anybody at all about what you should or shouldn't do with your channel or the way things are, one of the things you can do is look at what they have actually done. See where the information is coming from. Does this person, are they an authority? You know, because we have a lot of channels talking about how to become monetized and how it works when they have not done it yet. There's nothing wrong with that, but we just want to be clear about that. We have channels that get monetized and then still a year later people are telling them different stories about, you know, how things work and that they're wrong and things like that. And we just want to keep it all in mind. As well, what I find is when I say something that seems to put somebody off, I back off immediately, right? Because our idea, of course, is, you know, we have to decide our relationship. Are we going to be friends, or are we going to tell the truth, or are we going to give people proper feedback and speak negatively and things like that? This is not the place for that. This is a place for people to come, support each other wholeheartedly, and we can go and fight elsewhere. And then, our Georgia Suburban Homestead, I didn't know that. Used to be a news director for a news talk radio station. Actually, I didn't do a lot of on-air talk as much as it might seem the way I speak about it here. My job when I worked in radio, I was a DJ in nightclubs and things like that, but I produced commercials. So whenever you hear radio commercials, it would be my job to make those and then coach the voices on how to speak while they're doing what they're doing. You know, all professional voice artists, but just the particulars of try saying it this way, try saying it that way kind of thing. But that was for many years. 8 years. I worked for one radio station, then moved around a little bit. Stormy Lalab. Good to see you in the house. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Good to see you here. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. So I just wanted to look at coastal water very quickly there. Sorry, before I get on to My Flock is Everywhere, let's just look at Backlash Fisherman. I know I didn't do a good job of looking at Coastal Water's channel, but we did have it up for like 20 minutes. But that's a happy birthday for Coastal Water. So if anybody hasn't already wished her a happy birthday, I hope you will right now. She is a dear friend, and her husband both are incredibly supportive creators. This is her husband, Backlash Fisherman. He's a first responder. It's fishing first on this channel. He's got some shorts here that have really started to move. These have gotten into 3,100, even 3,800 views and beyond, and then live streams. He brings a few series like his wife does. Cooking with Backlash. We see Cooking with Coastal Water. We see ride-along live streams from both of them, and they're often together, as a matter of fact. There's a lot of family togetherness on this channel. I always find that heartwarming myself, and then Backlash Fisherman also does hobby hangouts with other creators on StreamYard panels and things like that as well. When we look at the videos, again, fishing first on this channel, he'll take us lots of interesting places. So let's look at My Flock is Everywhere and see what they've got going on for today. We're going to look at Dave's Adventures because these two creators dropped super chats almost right at the beginning before we got into channels and things like that, and I really do appreciate that extra generous support to get us started. They've both done that countless times before. And then yes, Coastal Water, but I had to get through this speech. The last couple of Tuber Chat streams, I've been talking about a couple of things that I know are of interest. I haven't yet, after all this time, made videos, which I have always intended to. Maybe eventually I'll get around to it. But in the meantime, at least we have a little bit that we can talk about here, and then if there's something important that strikes a chord or something that somebody needs to hear or see, you can just let them know. Watch the first 5 minutes of episode 617 or whatever it's going to be. But I just wanted to get through a little bit of that stuff. Cali King 916, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. And Together We Travel's in the house. Black Guns and Gardens is a longtime friend as well. And pardon me while I just look back. Stormy Lalab, I think I've got that right. And then just please let me know if I mispronounce anybody's channel name. Just please let me know, because I want to promote you properly while you're here. My Flock is Everywhere has dropped another video. Okay, so thank you for these. You got to be careful with these kind of things though, right? Because the now I know that a couple of people have done things like this. Of course, I'm not going to copyright strike anybody for that, but the copyright system is automatic in YouTube. So when you take a video from somebody else's channel and even clip parts of it, it's very possible that it could get caught in the copyright system. What that means is that if that creator goes into their copyright system and starts like striking videos, it is very possible to just get into like, wow, I can't believe all these people copied my video, strike, 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 and then oh, that was my friend, I shouldn't have done that, but it's too late. And I made the mistake early on of having somebody take some of my content. What they did is actually took a live stream. I've got a little stamp with my name, a watermark on the videos. They just put their name over it. So of course, like, bang. But what you have an option for is to give them a 7-day takedown notice or a 30-day takedown notice or something like that, so they at least have a chance to get out of it without a strike. And the first time I ever did it, I didn't do that. Now I got somebody who comes back to my channel to give me a thumbs down on every video I ever put out. So it's just a thought. Black Phoenix is in the house. They're another member. I'm going to put them on the wheel right now. And oh yeah, all that fluff and stuff. Hindsight is 20/20. Don't we all wish we could have been at this a lot longer? But I promise you, things can move faster if we just think about what we've been through, watch our analytics, think about improving, take real information and advice from each other, let's just say. And as long as everybody's doing as much as they can to help each other, we'll all move a little bit, move forward a little bit faster if we want to. So I'm going to put this video on my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to catch up. My Flock is Everywhere has been an incredible supporter, not just here in Tuber Chat, but I see them out supporting other creators all the time. They typically want to talk about the unexplained more than anything else, and I find them in a lot of communities like that. Also, they've got some shorts here that have gotten well over 2,000 views, which is great to see, and then live streams are something that are fairly frequent. Hopefully I'll catch you for the next one. They seem to be doing these every few days. I've got the notification bell on for every channel. Of course, that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content as we can as well. Let me get Dave's Adventures up there. So thank you again, My Flock is Everywhere, for the super chat. Dave's Adventures from the UK, thank you for that as well. They've both done that countless times, and I really do appreciate that. Again, if anybody's mentioned something that you meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again. With 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow, and that should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So follow the Bradley's Fun. I have to admit, I am not an authority on reaction videos. I don't do them because it is so unclear about what's allowed and not allowed. But I can tell you that one of our friends had a channel with 115,000 subscribers. He got his play button and everything else, and the channel was deleted. Now, he's had his channel for well over 10 years, but through the years, different types of strikes for different reasons, and it's the reaction videos that ended up killing it in the end, if I understand the story right. So we have to be very careful about that. If you're doing them and it's through the YouTube system, it should be okay. But you notice the way that I say that when I do, I just want everybody to be careful. What I would do is try to reach out to a couple of successful reaction video creators and ask them about their experiences and possibly advice as well. Because I haven't done any. And this is what I mean about trying to be transparent. Some things I know to be true, and then some things I wonder about, but I'm quite sure, and I try to make sure you know when I say one thing or the other. Reaction videos have been fine for a lot of our friends. You just want to think about the way that they're done. The other thing too, I'll give everybody a hint here, and I don't want to recommend this, but it's an idea. I've got some friends that do a lot of music, like DJs that put music on Twitch. And Twitch seems to be a better platform than YouTube when it comes to the idea of not getting hammered for copyright claims in the same way. However, when they use music videos, what they do is they make scenes for their streams, if that makes sense. Those of you who know OBS or Streamlabs will know what I'm talking about, where the music video makes up less than a quarter of the screen. If that's the case, they seem to be able to have gotten away with that. But again, it's not something I recommend. If I was to do a reaction video, I would do it with myself in the big window and whatever I'm reacting to, either in a smaller window or on a device that's not officially on the YouTube system, so that there's, a chance that the video won't get marked by the copyright system. But again, I'm just not going to do it. Maybe not ever, I don't know. And that's so that's an idea. Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network is saying, like, one of the things we got to think of is adding enough context to reaction videos. If you do a Google search, you will probably find a lot of articles instead of watching YouTube videos, right? Because a lot of people who make YouTube videos to tell you how to do things will say, like, look, I made $10,000 this month making shorts with AI. And I don't believe a lot of that is true. YouTube, like everything else, is designed to get views and things like that. You can find articles on Google, which, for the way I'm describing it, is not much better. But you might find people who've at least put the time into writing out information that they believe is useful about experiences with reaction videos. Maybe that could be helpful. It's just an idea. I'm trying to think of what I would do if I was going to do a reaction video. But I would certainly look, because losing a channel with a play button would be an extremely upsetting thing to go through, and we've seen it done. So Dave's Adventures is here with almost 1,700 subscribers. This creator started by bringing us amusement parks and thrill rides and roller coasters, and has expanded their content over a long period of time to more vlogs and more travel, so that we get a more well-rounded channel. I know I'm behind with the videos. I'm just going to take the latest one, put it in my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to catch up with them. They're monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. When we look at the shorts on the channel, Dave's done well, getting 13,000, 18,000, even 23,000 views on a couple of these. And then live streams are something that they've done in the past. We'll keep the notification bell on and hopefully catch them the next time they do something like that again. Thank you again. My flock is everywhere. And Dave's Adventures for those super chats. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put super chatters on the screen right away. Members get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and after a long period of time, another hour and a half or so, I will add some names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. Ria's Blissful Connections is coming up next, but I just wanted to mention, I haven't said it yet today, if anybody would like to swap playlists for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I'm willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. We're back in 3.5 minutes. All right, we're back, and we're looking at Ria's Blissful Connection. So this channel is already a member, but this is the first time we're putting their channel on the screen. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of their latest videos. I'm going to put this in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list and I'll watch their video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll subscribe, give a thumbs up, and turn the notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully they have our notification bell on so they don't miss our further live streams. We're always here 3, sometimes 4 times a week, but we mix up the days and times so we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. Now hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. I saw a few channels all coming in at the same time. Butler Family Farm, Steph Sells Stuff by the Seashore, Tris the Natural, Just Jason Keto, and more, and Neil Collects have all been added to the wheel. They all happen to be members, but I also noticed a super chat from the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, so we're going to look at that channel next. In the meantime, if anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. And if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So just for the sake of saying it, a lot of times I get into these speeches, and for those of you who weren't here for the first 20 minutes, I went off on a huge tangent. It wasn't a rant or anything like that, just talking about some of the things that come up, thoughts between creators, our friendships. We talked about the monetization system a little bit, and you know I tend to make these speeches long-winded, but if you find yourself with 20 minutes that you feel like listening to me go on passionately about a couple of things, then by all means, please rewatch the first 20 minutes of episode 617. But I'm not necessarily speaking to anybody in particular. Most of you know that when you've been here, I rarely say anything negative, especially about anybody in particular. Even the worst channels that have trolled and, you know, given me the hardest time, I will not call them out. I don't call people out by name. A couple of things that we've learned in the last 6 years is that creators, people do not like to be called out, and I have lost friends because of it, where I've said something, they took it much harsher than I wished for them to, and that was detrimental, and they'll never come back. I'm certain of that. And that can happen to anybody. When you think about how much work it takes to get new people on our channel, that's unfortunate. But the other thing too is that one thing I've learned not only in YouTube but in life is that liars don't like to be called liars, and it's like the most offensive thing, and that can turn into an absolute war zone of trolling and hatred. So you got to be really careful about the things that you say, because everything has a price, you know what I mean? And when I talk about some of these things though, sometimes I will reference things because I think that we need reminders. One of the things I wish for everybody to do is, over the course of your YouTube journey, maybe once a year, go back to the beginning, go back to the fundamentals, and think about, like, hey, what if I was starting today? Pardon me, what would I make my video like today compared to what I do in the beginning, knowing what I know now? How would I be talking to people today compared to back then? Because it's easy to progress. We all progress naturally, right? But once in a while, we just want to go back to the beginning. Okay, let me remember. How do I script a video? How do I start a video? How do I make a thumbnail from scratch? Like that kind of thing. I know it might sound ridiculous the way I'm putting it, but hopefully you understand what I mean. Sometimes we have to take a step back because we really get into the bubble of YouTube and say, like, wait a second, there's a world outside, you know, and we just want to look at things with a fresh pair of eyes, if that makes any sense at all. The Paranormal Circle, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And I'm going to try to cut down the speeches for today. I am AJ Gathers is in the house. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch dropped a super chat, and I really do appreciate that extra generous support, so we put their channel on the screen right away. We are also going to look at Follow the Bradley's Fun, because they did the same thing, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly. So thank you for that extra generous support. I really do appreciate that. Very much so. Absolutely unnecessary, but always appreciated. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat as well. All that fluff and stuff. Going in reverse order, maybe. That's okay. I enjoyed going on the last mud crabbing trip in the video that I watched this morning. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is here with over 1,200 subscribers. They're actually halfway on the road to 1,300. We always say you're on a road when you've crossed a 100 milestone. So since they've crossed 1,200, now we're at about 1,250. They are moving towards 1,300. Oh, pardon me. I must have stepped away for a second there. Scratch and PPA, thank you so much for catching that. I don't know how I did not see that come through, but all that fluff and stuff, who's a longtime dear friend from Australia, gifted a membership, and that went to CaliKing916 from Sacramento. So I know they'll be happy for that. Thank you for that. If CaliKing916 is still here, I will add them into the wheel. The Paranormal Circle, thank you. Thank you for that. You're making me laugh now. You know what I have considered, and forgive me, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, we're going to talk about Susan's channel in a second. So there is something that's a universal truth, and if you happen to be into podcasts or audiobooks or even reading things, you know, for self-help and business and nonfiction and stuff like that, you'll often hear people say, influential or influencers say, all great leaders are great public speakers. It's a universal truth. You have to basically be a great public speaker in order to be able to lead in the way that a lot of people do, let's just say. And when we think about how can we become a better public speaker, there's a couple of things you could do. There's things like the Toastmasters organization that I haven't really looked into. I've heard the smallest amount about, but apparently they help with that, right? You can progress and learn to be a better public speaker in the traditional sense. But one of the things that's often offered, and I don't know how many people understand this, is comedy clubs have training. And the only reason I know that is I was lucky enough to work with somebody who happened to be an amateur comedian, and they were performing all the time. And when looking at what they were doing, they said, you know, and I see it all the time, is advertisements for comedy classes, right? Not that you necessarily need to become a comedian, but how can you add appropriate humor into the things that you're doing to make it a little bit more fun. Most of you know that, you know, of course I'm a nice guy and everything else, but, you know, a lot of times in life, I wish I could be more fun. A lot of what I write, a lot of what I say often sounds like it comes out of a textbook. And I wonder to myself, how can I add a little bit of fun, but still get the message across that I want to without going overboard, right? And I'm sure everybody knows what I mean. But it's a consideration, right? So it's a thought. If I ever do it, I'll tell everybody, but I don't know how serious I am about the thought. It's just something that's out there. But I think we all could use a little bit of that. When I began in radio a long time ago, a long time friend now, somebody who was a mentor almost to me. A lot of my friends were mentors. I was young when I started in radio, and I had a lot of guys and girls who were at it for 10 or 20 years before me, giving me tips so that I could progress. And one of the guys had said, you got to read out loud for 20 minutes. So while you're reading the newspaper at the time, remember this was 25 years ago, or if you're reading a book or anything like that, 20 minutes of reading out loud per day, it could even today be emails or articles or anything else, then that could be very helpful. Right? If somebody was to wonder, how on earth can this guy speak for 3 hours nonstop on Superchat? Well, it's because we've done it 617 times, right? And that's just an idea. But like I said, these are all just ideas. Follow the Bradley's Fun did some stand-up comedy and improv. That's great. Great training for public speaking, they're saying. So thank you for reinforcing that. Tend the sheep where you are, don't pass them by, is somebody who's a longtime friend that will inspire us in a spiritual way. Cruising Scene just picked up a membership. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. I've got you on the wheel now. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Now, forgive me, everyone. I don't know what's with today, why I'm still talking so much, and the stories are so long, but I'm going to try to start getting through channels. We'll probably end up going overtime today, but I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Day One Adventures, thank you for the highlighted milestone message, by the way. And let's start talking about Susan's channel here. Now, she is a dear friend and somebody who cares very much about her YouTube community. She will also inspire us in a spiritual way. You'll find that especially when you get into her live stream. She has an action-packed show. I have been missing them for a long time now. I have really enjoyed the time that I get to spend in here because she'll start with a devotional. She will get into a lot of newsworthy topics and give us a platform where we can discuss these things, and she does a great job of keeping up with current events and what's going on so that we can talk about these things. She'll also bring on StreamYard panel guests so that we can be introduced to other influencers or other channels, for which I'm grateful as well, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that when you get there. Hopefully I'll catch her again. We've had no rain all year. You know, I don't think we've had one day of rain where we truly couldn't work outdoors. Some of you know I work outdoors 3 days a week, but there's not been even one, and unfortunately I think Hillbilly Chicken Ranch more than anything else has been doing these Wednesdays, right? And I just haven't been able to be there, so I'm hoping I can catch one. If we have a late start tomorrow, which I don't think we're going to, I'll make it in, but it'll be sooner than later, I'm sure. And my work days are going to start calming down now because we're in the autumn season. The sunrise is later and the sunset is earlier now, I believe. Margie's Crafty Corner, thank you for keeping that membership going, by the way. And Lavaz ASMR, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. When we look at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, they got some shorts videos happening as well. I put this channel in with a category that I like to call homesteading, right? So we have a lot of homesteading channels. Homesteading, of course, is its own thing, but I like to group in farming, ranching, gardening, cooking, baking. A lot of outdoor channels often share content with these creators and things like that as well. Now, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is bringing us both indoors and outdoors. I think they just got another subscriber too, because they're up to 1.26 now. And they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships. If I'm right, I believe that the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is fully monetized now. They've got another video coming out tomorrow as well, so that'll be something I've got the notification on for. But I'm also going to take their Fall Fest 23 giveaway update video. This is something that's hosted by Gail Southern Living, who's in the chat as Broken Hearts Ministry right now, and a lot of creators got involved in this. It's a monster collaboration. If you've ever tried to get 2 or 3 people to agree on anything in your life, you know how difficult it can be to try to get 70 people to do anything. But I don't know how Gail does it, but she's definitely an influencer as well as a dear friend, and I'm glad to see Hillbilly Chicken Ranch as a part of that. So I'm looking forward to watching that video. She's been posting frequently lately, and hopefully everybody will help push her towards the 1,300 subscribers we know she's thinking about. She dropped a super chat. She's done that countless times before, and follow the Bradley's Fun has done the same thing. So we'll look at that channel right now, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly. I didn't realize this must be the first time we're putting this channel on the screen, but they've been with us probably 4 or 5 times now. Let's have a look at what they've got going on. I'm going to take one of their latest videos, because I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but I'm going to put this in my watch later list. And what that will allow me to do is, after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list, I'll watch your video in full, I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of the video, I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, as I do for all creators, and that should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you're subscribed to Superchat as well, which I know they are, because they're here almost every day lately. And hopefully you have the notification bell on as well, so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here 3, sometimes 4 times a week, but we mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. Thank you so much, Scratch and PPA. I don't know how he does it. So it's one thing to think, like most of you know Scratch and PPA already, and if you don't, I'm looking forward to describing his channel so you can understand what he's about. He's a shining jewel in the Tuber Chat family, but he literally supports every single thing that I've done on every single channel that I touch within the last 3 years and beyond. And more so than that, it's one thing to say this person's very supportive. I know a lot of people will say like, oh, Tuber Chat's great, he comes and supports. Yeah, once in a while, I'm there in live streams, videos, things like that. I do as much as I can for everybody like everybody else is doing. But Scratch and PPA is here with us in Tuber Chat and catches my mistakes through the whole 3 hours. And I promise you, I make as many mistakes as anybody. I don't know how he does it, but it just says to you, like, not only is he here, but this is 600 and something times. It's close to 600 times that Scratch and PPA has been here, and it's an average of well over 2.5 hours now, every time that he's here, still paying attention. So I promise you, more than I could ever describe, he is a godsend, for which I'm grateful, and able to catch these things. But all that fluff and stuff is up on the screen for 2 reasons. 1, because they gifted a membership today, and 2, because Scratch and PPA made sure twice that I didn't forget, which I was about to do, for which I'm grateful as well. So when we look at all that fluff and stuff, we see a creator that often takes us out on the water, and they bring us mud crabbing, reef fishing, snorkeling, and for other water-based activities. That's how they started their content. They've actually really expanded their content over a long period of time. The latest video that I watched, was it a video or a live stream? The latest video is mud crabbing. And they go, you know, they take us on the water, and they go from stop to stop to stop to grab the different things that they pull out of the water. Quite a haul in this last video, as a matter of fact. But they have really been producing different content lately. And then as well, they've gotten into cooking videos on their channel, particularly in live streams. It's been a little while since they've done those, but they've collaborated with other creators as well. They're from Australia, and they give us a look around the Whit Sundays. They've also got some shorts that have gotten into almost 10,000, over 14,000, and even over 16,000 views. So I hope everybody will connect with them. They're monetized and well over 4,000 subscribers, but they're almost at 4,600. You know, I say of channels of this size that there must be much to be learned from them, as well as entertained and inspired by, because of what they must have been through in their YouTube journey, of course, to get to a level of 3,000 and beyond. My dear goodness, I can't believe what I'm missing in the chat here. Plush Time, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. And if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Doof Doof Paranormal just gifted 10 memberships. My dear goodness, I almost missed that too. Thank you so much for that. They have been an overwhelmingly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter ever since finding Tuber Chat. Just not too long ago. I think it's just getting on a couple of months now. I did spin the wheel, so I'll put Nez Lover on the screen right now. Then we're going to look at Doof Doof Paranormal. And then we're going to look at JR Excavating and Sons, because they came in and dropped a super chat as well. We always put these things on the screen right away. We treat gifted memberships like super chats these days, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel afterwards. And my dear goodness, for any of the creators that gained those, or that received those gifted memberships, if they're still in the chat, or if they come into the chat, I'll get them onto the wheel right away. I think we got another new channel in the chat as well. Tia Nanas, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And our buckle up, yes. Our robots have been sent into a frenzy there. I'm going to have to figure out how I can clean that up a little bit. Abandoned Exploring Mike is in the house. They picked up one of those gifted memberships. So I've got them on the wheel right away. And then we'll try to keep an eye on the chat after this. So thank you, everybody. And Doof Doof Paranormal and JR Excavating and Sons will be up next, as Lover brings us art. And you'll find something interesting here when I look at the live stream. So one of the live streams that happened last week gives us a thumbnail that also shows us the video that they just put out as well at the same time. So it's kind of cool that they're reusing their content in that way. They got some shorts in the channel as well. More often than anything else, I've found art on this channel, but there's a lot of variety here. They get into 1,500, 2,400 views on these, and then one of them over 18,000, which is great to see. Jasmine O'Hara, good to see you in the house. Hannah Rose, good to have you here. Ben Cyan Games is also in the house. Thank you for coming in. And, Nez Lover shares Christian faith, as well as once in a while they'll have guests on panel, and they share their art, as we've seen with a lot of the shorts as well. So thank you for that. And Nez Lover's here with us frequently. Over 2,700 subscribers now. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 2,800 that we know they must be thinking about. Next up is going to be Doof Doof Paranormal. Now, she just gifted 10 memberships here in Superchat, which is an overwhelmingly generous thing to have done for a couple of reasons. I certainly appreciate it myself, but I know that the recipients of these gifted memberships will be happy to have received them. And Doof Doof Paranormal is up on the screen for that reason. They've got a premiere coming up. It's actually later today, so it's going to be in about 5 hours from now. I've got the notification on for that, but I see they put another video up. They're going to bring us paranormal investigations and explorations of abandoned locations, but also StreamYard panels with other creators talking about these things as well. The conversation, of course, can go anywhere once a StreamYard panel starts, especially after the first hour on most channels. Hopefully I'll catch you for one of these again shortly. It's already been about a month, it seems, but I've got the notification bell on for every channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content as possible. One of the things I talk about with Doof Doof Paranormal every time they're here, though, is the shorts videos. And I think that we can all, myself included, find a shortcut in simply filming something like an animal crossing a road and putting it up as a short and, you know, just kind of hoping to win the lottery on that and get a few thousand views, right? But Doof Doof Paranormal puts a lot of production value into their shorts. So I think a page can be taken out of that book, and I'd like to recommend to everybody that when we think about our shorts videos, if we think about them in the same way that we think about our long form content, like especially videos, putting a little bit more effort into the production might be what makes those shorts videos start to really take off. But I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Doof Doof Paranormal, because they are putting production value into these. One of them over 1,200 already. 360 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the 400 they're thinking about. Like I said, they have been an overwhelmingly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter ever since finding us. That's also Karen from Australia. I forget to mention that all the time. It's right there in the name. We've got a few friends from Australia. JR Excavating and Sons is up right now because they dropped a super chat. If anybody here would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. We'll look at 2 channels right now because this is another one that is a husband and wife combo. They are both generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters, and they both support each other wholeheartedly. They're never too far behind each other here in the chats. JR Excavating and Sons is going to show us some serious heavy equipment work, particularly with, I'm assuming, excavating more than anything else, but I've seen them go as far as full paving jobs as well, and you can see some of the machinery here. There's a little bit of a hint because one of their breakout shorts has gotten over 52,000 views, which is really cool. This is the latest video that I watched. Some of you know I work outdoors, and this kind of video hits home for me because I do this kind of work on a much smaller scale than what they do. But they've got the full equipment load, the dump trucks, the rollers, the paver, the spreader is what I mean to say. So it's really cool. And for the longest time, I used to hear a story. I know I've told it a few times before, but before the days of YouTube and its popularity, I had heard a story about somebody who went around and was filming a lot of heavy equipment and then just putting that footage raw on DVDs and selling it. And kids were loving it. A lot of times kids want to see how the work is done. I'm sure most of us complain about things like construction when we see it because it interferes interferes with the traffic. But we also don't get a chance to just slow down and watch how the work is done, because we got to keep moving a lot of the time. So this is a great channel to be able to see what's involved in all of that construction that seems to take up about 8 months of the year, whether it's in parking lots or roadways and everything else, because I promise you I've gotten my share of dirty looks from people driving by while one of us is working and two of us are standing around and things like that as well. I'm going to look at It's Our Abundant Life. And like I say a million times, one of the biggest complaints I've gotten on YouTube in the last 6 years is, why is it so difficult to get our in real life friends and family to support our YouTube channels? It makes it that much extra special when we do have in real life friends and family that are supporting each other. In this case, a husband and wife combo, separate channels. They support each other wholeheartedly. They're often found in chats together supporting others, and here in Tuber Chat spreading generosity and beyond the typical ways that we talk about. 428 subscribers over here. It's Our Abundant Life might bring us outdoors for a look around or a story to be told. They might take us indoors for some cooking videos, like a healthy gluten-free brownie recipe, which is the latest one that I watched. And again, just an incredibly supportive creator. You'll see them both frequently here between JR Excavating and Sons and It's Our Abundant Life. And then they've got some shorts on this channel that have moved as well. 4,700, 5,000, even 7,300 views and beyond. So hopefully we can push them towards the 500 subscribers that they're thinking about. And thank you, JR Excavating and Sons. You can actually see I don't work that hard. Not as hard as your guys seem to work. Virginia Bradley Fitness. Pardon me if I don't pronounce that right. Makilla J. Adventurous. I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce that properly, and forgive me if I'm mistaken. But it's good to have you here, and thank you for coming in. Oh, your family channel is Follow the Bradley's Fun. Yes, so thank you for coming in. I'm going to try to remember that so I can put your channels up together when you're here. But thank you for mentioning that as well. And yeah, imagine if you got a job with a lot of slack where I can stand around and watch people work. That's the biggest joke. We have a channel where we actually do the work, and the biggest joke in the live chats is, I wish I could have a job watching the other guys work like Kevin does. But it took a long time to be able to get to that. I usually drive a very small skid steer loader, the 463 Bobcat. It's time for us to take another break, and then we're going to come back. Let me spin the wheel and see who's coming up next. But thank you again, Doof Doof Paranormal. Thank you, JR Excavating and Sons. I really do appreciate the extra overwhelming generosity. And Jasmine O'Hara is asking if anybody uses the featured channels section. So I'll talk about that when we find a channel that's got it. And I'll talk about the benefits of it as well. We're going to come back in 3.5 minutes with Butler Family Farm. All right, we're back and looking at Butler Family Farm. This is a longtime friend and a generous, loyal, and dedicated couple of supporters that bring us 116 acres of farming and homesteading content on their channel. They're getting close to 1,900 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther. One of the creators in the chat, forgive me, I've already mistaken who asked about it. I think it was Jasmine O'Hara. Part of me was talking about who does the featured channel section. And this is something that can be added where you see here Butler Family Farm says subscribe channel. They've got some friends channels there, and thank you for having Superchat there, by the way. We trade that favor if anybody wants to do that. But this is a great way to collaborate with other channels, give some exposure to some of your friends. We know that YouTube marks everything that's done on our channels in the algorithm, so you can imagine the benefit in having your channel featured on many other people's front pages once you've traded that favor with them. So I recommend it for anybody that's willing to do it. And it's something that is one of many different ways to customize the front of your channel. You can have up to 10 shelves of content on the front page and really dress up the front of your channel the way you want it to look. Most of the changes are really effective if somebody's on a computer. Scrolling on a phone can just, kind of make everything look a little bit jumbled, but that's, the world we live in with our phones now and this and that. But you can really dress up your front page this way. So Butler Family Farm is using that. They've got something coming up actually today in just a few hours, about a half an hour after Tuber Chat. They'll have a premiere. They've got a monetization celebration coming up in just a few days. We've been looking forward to that for a long time. Butler Family Farm's been incredibly supportive here in Tuber Chat for a very long time now. I'm just putting their latest video on my catch-up list as well. This is an interesting look in, I see California pasta salad. So this is an interesting recipe. I'm going to look forward to seeing that because even myself, I can cook to save my life, but I don't have anything that I do that's spectacular. I do have a few things that are very traditional, but like I was saying earlier in the stream, I cook about the same way that I talk, so everything tastes like it came out of a textbook. Like, oh, you just found a Betty Crocker recipe and just followed it, and that's fine. Always good, but nothing ever outstanding. But by taking some recipes from some of our friends, whether they're cooking channels or other channels that are bringing cooking content, I think we might be able to benefit, myself maybe even more than most others in that way. So shorts videos on this channel have gotten into 3,000, even 4,000 views and beyond, and they bring us more farming and homesteading goodness. They've got a lot of livestock on their channel as well, and we'll talk about that in a second. They make themselves a part of the YouTube community by heading out to a lot of meetups. They also do StreamYard panels with a lot of channels to introduce us to. But I think it's wonderful when they're able to get out to some of these places that they go and literally introduce us to a lot of different creators. The Mid-America meetup I keep talking about, because I caught their live streams while they were doing it. A lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it. And I was very grateful for that because, it's the next best thing to being there. Now, when we talk about this channel, we also see that they've added bees onto the farm, which is interesting, something I'd like to learn a little bit more about. Michael's Adventures, our dear friend and beloved and dedicated moderator here, has had me on local honey for a long time. Something that I use, let's say, to keep the voice going for a while. On this farm, they've got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, and chickens, along with a few cats and dogs. And then they bring us other family-based fun activities, including some travel and other vlogging whenever they have that come up. So hopefully everybody will enjoy that. We also see cooking videos or kitchen-based videos. It's interesting, drone first flight here too. My girlfriend Kristen, some of you know Kristen Welton, who's often in the chat. She works during the day, she can't be here today, but she got me a drone for Christmas, I think it was a few years ago, and I took it out for the first time and I was smashing it all over the place. I couldn't believe how terrible I was at driving or flying a drone, especially when you would imagine somebody who's so, technically proficient, or I'm around computers and devices all the time, I would think I should be able to pick it up pretty quick. But I didn't realize, because the drone is so light, that you have to be out on a day where there's virtually no wind. And it was the wind that was smashing it everywhere, not me. So I'll have to take that out for another round one of these days. And Kathy Payne, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. And let's look at Rushing Wind Mountain. Now, they've got a brand new video as well from yesterday. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to keep caught up with them. Playlists could be a great tool for that. If anybody here wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Yes, Jasmine O'Hara, Corinne's Life, who happens to be a member and moderator here in Superchat, actually prints things like mugs and hats and all that kind of stuff. And I had her do a handful of mugs a long time ago, so that's the mug I hold in my hand every day. I don't drink enough, so thank you for the reminder, but I do have something beside me every day to at least look at, if not partake in. Unstable TV Shorts is in the house, our favorite couple from the UK, with a second channel, actually. Their first channel has just exploded. Well over, last look was 22,000 subscribers, I believe. I know I'm behind, so we'll have a look at their channels again shortly when it comes up. I've got them on the wheel now. Day One Adventures is willing to swap playlists there. I know a lot of creators will be willing to. Rushing Wind Mountain has 793. We'd love to push them towards 800. When we look at the shorts, we see that these have gotten into 3,000, even 5,000 views, and one over 6,000 now, which is great to see. And then live streams are something they might bring us in the future. And they are bringing us wildlife in the mountains of the Pacific Northwest. And you might find relaxation, peace, and calm, but a few humorous moments within their videos and shorts as well. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. We'll get Black Phoenix. They bring a lot of video gameplay, and they've been another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for a long time. I think that's getting on about 3 years now as well. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. Hopefully everybody takes inspiration from the idea that we eventually start to lose track of how long we've had some friendships, because there are, first of all, so many, and they start to span into years. This is why I like telling these stories on Superchat all the time, of course. Now, Black Phoenix has 278 subscribers, a brand new hunt video. I still have yet to play that game, but I've seen a lot of gameplay from them. I've put that video on my catch-up list there. That will give you a few watch minutes. And then when we look at the shorts videos, we see a lot more variety here as well. Mostly gameplay, and this has gotten into even 1,800 views and beyond on a couple of them. Live streams are frequent on the channel. Hopefully I'll catch you for one of these again soon. It's been quite a while, but I've got the notification bell on. We always keep that for everybody. That is in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other, of course. So I'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. And if anybody has not already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. And if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Abandoned Exploring Mike is up on the screen right now. And we'll see what they've got going on. I joke about this channel, not about the channel, but I joke with the creator of this channel every time they're here, which is almost every day now. They happen to be from the UK as well, but they are willing to crawl into some tight and dark spaces, much more than somebody like me would ever do, to bring us their content. So hopefully you enjoy that. I'm sure you will. They bring us abandoned location explorations more than anything else. And as you can see, they post fairly frequently, usually getting close to once a weekish. They've got some shorts on the channel that have gotten into well over 2,000 views, one over 5,000. which is great to see. And then live streams are something that they've started. It looks like they're going to be on a almost weekly schedule here as well. They've got a couple of StreamYard panelists with them here. That was from yesterday, but hopefully I'll catch you for one of these when you're going to do one of those again. And we'd love to push them towards the 1,600 subscribers that we know that they must be thinking about. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. Growing What I Eat, thank you for sending in a highlighted milestone message. I will get that channel onto the wheel right now. Tend the sheep where you are, don't pass them by is coming up. This is actually a longtime friend, but somebody who reset and restarted with a new channel recently. They inspire us in a spiritual way. They do it through video shorts and live streams. Wayne's World Unlimited has been doing some serious riding the last couple of days. So thank you for that super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. He's done that countless times. And I'm going to put his channel up on the screen next for that reason. We always put Super Chatters on the screen right away in order, and then we put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And after a long period of time, I will add some names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. And oh, thank you, Paranormal Circle. Yeah, hopefully you're going to take care of that. That can't be any fun. Yeah, no, our Georgia Suburban Homestead, not yet. I know it's hard to see the list of names on the wheel, especially if you're on a phone, but the list is always pretty much there. Growing What I Eat, thank you for the super chat, by the way. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. For that reason, we'll put your channel up. Oh, did I make a mistake? Who did I did I say something silly there? Kathy Payna, I must have said something silly. You can imagine when I'm trying to talk so fast, especially on a day like today that's overwhelmingly busy, I'm tripping over my words a little bit, but that's funny if I did say that. Tend the sheep where you are, don't pass them by. Has 118 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 200 they're thinking about. They're posting frequently in both shorts, videos, and live streams. They've already gotten well over 800 views, so it's not going to be long before they cross that 1,000 mark, which is always an exciting milestone for our shorts. Videos, they post frequently, like I said. These can include all kinds of variety. I know they're a cat lover. They're involved in a lot of yarn, crochet, knitting type channels and circles and things like that. I see them out supporting others. But like I said, this is a longtime friend. They've probably been with us about 3 years, maybe 2.5 at least. Forgive me for being mistaken. And then live streams are frequent on the channel as well. More than anything else, this creator will inspire us in a spiritual way, like I was saying. And let's look at Wayne's World Unlimited. This creator has been riding up a storm the last couple of days. Ron's Keto Cafe, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. If anybody's mentioned something that you meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it. Again, with 3 thumbs up or at mention Super Chat, Connect, and Grow, that should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Wayne's World Unlimited has 473 subscribers. We'd love to push this creator towards that 500 that we talked about at the beginning of the stream today. The first level of the YouTube Partner Program opens up after you have 500 subscribers, as long as you meet one of 2 other requirements. You can get 3 million views on your YouTube Shorts in 90 days, or 3,000 hours of public watch time on videos in the last 365 days, if that makes sense. Wayne's World Unlimited brings us pure variety. They're in the UK. We'll look at the shorts first. We see that some of these have gotten into over 5,000 views, one over 7,500, and a breakout shorts over 238,000 views. And then as well, videos on the channel. I see they've got a brand new one from yesterday. I'll put this in my, or from this morning, I'll put this in my catch-up list. They're in the UK, so they're 5 hours ahead of me. I'm in the Eastern time zone between Toronto and Niagara Falls. The Bud Files, I'm just going to get you onto the wheel. Pardon me for a second here. And then when we look at Wayne's World Unlimited, we see that they take us outdoors more than anything else for a look around or story to be told. But one of the things they do is bring us a lot of outtakes in their videos as well, or bloopers. So I know a lot of people will enjoy that. So that's Wayne's World Unlimited. Thank you again for another super chat. I really do appreciate that. Like I said, they've done that countless times. Growing What I Eat did the same thing. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated for that reason. We put those channels up on the screen in order. We get members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and I'll get back to spinning in another moment here. Growing What I Eat has got 877 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 900 that they're thinking about. They bring shorts, videos, and live streams, and of course the idea here is they say homesteading for them means they grow as much food as they can and connect with the land. They want to talk about self-sufficiency and preparedness, and obviously growing what they eat. So videos on the channel are frequent, usually about once a week or so. They'll give us tips and tricks, of course, and then shorts videos on the channel have gotten on to over 2,000 views, and then one of them over 4,100, which is great to see. Live streams on the channel are occasional, but we'll keep our notification bell on for every channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content as we can from each other as well. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen in a quick second here. And almost first in the door today was Canadian Family Life, and this is Tiffany's channel. Her husband has a channel now too, and that channel now, if I'm right, has a membership because it was a recipient of a gifted membership earlier from Doof Doof Paranormal today. Now, Canadian Family Life is over 1,600 subscribers. They've been monetized a while, and as a matter of fact, they're one of the first 2 channels that we know of to be monetized under the new system that we were talking about at the beginning of the stream today. And what that means is that they already had well over 500 subscribers. They had over 1,000 when they got monetized, but they did hit that 3,000 hours of watch time, public watch time, in the last 365 days. They've just been on YouTube a few months now, but already have seen their channel grow farther and faster than what they expected. They built this channel to build memories and share family happenings with, you know, other members of the family that might be able to watch through YouTube. And like I said, the channel moved farther and faster than they expected, and now they keep going, and they're moving on with things like collaborations with other creators, the Fall Fest 23 giveaway, and then as well they do a lot of StreamYard panels. Here they bring us some gardening updates, lots of container gardening. And this is really interesting because they are able to really keep this stuff very neat and organized, but they're growing a lot of different things between herbs and plants and other things as well. They will do some cooking videos, some shopping videos, food bank haul type videos, Happy Meal videos, lots of live streaming. Usually they're found on other people's channels. So if I dig through the thumbnails a little bit, you'll find Tiffany on a lot of these, but you recognize her because she is found on so many other creators' channels in StreamYard panels. And that's a great thing because when you collaborate with other creators in any way at all, you're really giving your channel the chance to move, because you will always or almost always gain subscribers when you're on anybody else's channel, but you're also generously helping them change the dynamic of their content, if that makes sense as well. I bring it every day. Good to see you in the house. I caught them this morning again. I have to be honest, I was working on the computer, so I was listening more so than watching, but I bring it every day. I think was doing a panel today, is that right? I had a few people on. I've caught them in outdoor live streams the last few times. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the house. Canadian Family Life has some shorts here that have moved into 1,200 and 1,400 views, one over 2,400. I'm just going to show you their husband's channel as well. And this creator has started a second channel for Canadian Family Life, beginning with 3D printing. So I've caught most of what they've done starting out. They got a couple of shorts here as well, and as the channel continues to put out content, we'll likely see it grow more and more. I know that goes without saying, but I say it anyway. And then they got 22 subscribers, so we'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the first 100. We know that the road to the first 100 is more challenging than ever before, but as long as we're all doing as much as we can for each other, we see channels growing, hitting different milestones like the first 100 and far beyond all the time. And I Am Betty J Gathers is going to come up next in 3.5 minutes. Alright, we're back and looking at I Am Betty J Gathers, and this is a creator who's actually responsible for us gaining hundreds of thumbs up on our live streams here because of their friendly and energetic reminders. Now, if anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other, and if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. When we look at I Am Betty J Gather's content, what she seeks to bring us is a lot of vlogging, a chance to get to know her, and a lot of talk about healthy eating, healthy living, and living a best life over 60, even though I find that all of her content can be related to just about everybody. She does a lot of live streaming, and the conversation can go anywhere there, but she's always positive, always encouraging, always inspiring, and she's always smiling, always laughing. And this creator here does a lot of vlogging, but that can involve almost anything. The last video that I just watched was a shopping haul, and then taking us for a ride along, a little bit of cleaning around the house and things like that. Now, she's been a dear friend for a very long time. It's well over 2 years, but probably getting close to 3 as well. She's monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. You also see I Am Betty J Gathers on a lot of other people's channels, and she's hosted some StreamYard panels of her own. Shorts videos on this channel have gotten into 1,800 and 2,000 views and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, we get an idea of what she's doing here. She always has a theme to start out with, but of course the conversation can go anywhere when she's started. Like I said, you see those StreamYard panels in some of this as well, with some familiar faces there actually. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with her. I know you will, and the support that comes back from her. She's been a dear friend for a long time, and she is working on 1,200 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push her a little bit closer. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go in another moment and see what's happening with the Bud files. These creators have really started to, I say started to, but for a long time now, they've really expanded their content. They started out seeking to be modern day archaeologists. The idea would be to uncover history and digitally preserve it. They do that through abandoned location explorations, and they take us to places like ghost towns, graveyards, cemeteries. They've actually got a premiere coming up today right after Superchat. So actually what I'm going to do right now is set that, and that's going to be our raid for today, because they're ending right around the time that we're expecting to finish. So pardon me while I look in another window and get that done. If everybody would like to see how that's done. So I'm going to do it in a very clunky way, but if you want to mark the time, we're 1 hour and 38 minutes into episode 617. The first thing that I'm going to do is grab the link for the video that they're going to premiere, and I can grab that here if I want to very easily. Of course, I'm on a computer. It's easier to do that here than anywhere else. What I'm going to do is get into the YouTube studio, and what you're going to find is if you look at the content and get into the live stream that you've got going on right now, or what you've got coming up, what you're going to find on the customization tab is a redirect here. Whenever we don't have a raid, I put it to our music channel. For those of you who haven't seen it, all the same music in the background of Superchat is available on a separate channel as copyright-free music that you can use as well. But what I'm going to do is click on redirect, and that's the true term on YouTube that we use when we talk about raiding. Raid is a term that we use from Twitch, but it means we're going to take our audience and give a head start to the next production, whether it's a premiere or a live stream. Now, you're going to be presented with your own videos. We've got a few more Tuber Chats posted for the next few days. But what I can do is click over here. First of all, we'll be given a selection of a lot of different things that are coming up, but it's a little bit I don't know, almost confusing to look at this, to check out the days and times. What I find is it's easiest to drop a URL in there. We give YouTube the idea that we want to raid into this particular premiere. We're going to click save, and then we're going to just get out of here, and we know that that's already set. So right after Tuber Chat today, we'll go right into that for the Bud files. We'll be looking forward to that. They're taking us to a museum this time. When we look at their channel, we see shorts with a lot of variety in their content here. These have gotten into 3,400 and 5,000 views, one over 15,000, and then live streams give us a little bit more variety. Sometimes they're taking us to these cemeteries, graveyards, and other locations, but as well they take us for outdoor adventures and indoors for a chance to get to know them. They could be singing, dancing, playing a game, or just otherwise having the family together. Hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with them and pushing them towards 1,400. They are monetized, of course, so we can support them with super chats and memberships when we get there. Let's spin the wheel. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More. Good to see you. Forgive me, I think you were here earlier, so I don't know whether you're still here or coming back in, or I might be mistaken. And our Georgia Suburban Homestead is coming up right now. We'll see what they've got going on their channel for today. The live keeps freezing on you. My internet should be okay. I'm close to Toronto today, so we've got that nice 5G fiber optic internet stuff. But let's see what our Georgia Suburban Homestead has got going on their front page. When we get here, we see that they've got 869 subscribers and a lot of shorts coming up right away. When we look at these, we see that these have gotten into 3,000, even 3,800 and 4,100 views. Lots of variety here, mostly outdoors. And when we get into the About page, they're going to give us an idea of how they grow their own food in a residential neighborhood. They want to inspire us to do the same thing. They want to help us be inspired to take control of our own diet and spend less money at the grocery store. I think almost everybody needs that kind of diet too these days. We grow, we cook, we do crafts is what they say, and hopefully everybody will enjoy that when you get there. When we dig through their videos, we see they've got a new one from a couple days ago. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list right now. They could be indoors or they could be outdoors. I'm still getting to know their channel, but they give us a great chance to get to know them on their channel as well. And then live streams are something that they do frequently. Looks like about once a week is what they're aiming for. So hopefully we'll catch them for the next one. Also, hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. Oh, was I mistaken? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, the Bud files. I'm mistaken there. I don't know what I was thinking. We're not ending at 5 o'clock today. We're ending at 6 o'clock. So forgive me, I won't be able to catch that. For whatever reason, like, we're still going to be here for another hour. I was thinking, I think because the last 2 days, I started the streams at 2 o'clock and ended at 5. I'm in the Eastern time zone, of course. So forgive me, that's just silliness. But we know that there'll be fresh content on the Bud Files channel, so we won't be able to raid into that, but we'll, yeah, it's because my mind is so frazzled today. Scratch and PPA, I wondered. Yes, that's just another mistake on top of the million. I promise you I make as many mistakes as anybody. Trish the Natural is going to talk to us about natural hair care on her channel. She's another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter and getting dangerously close to 900 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther today. She posts frequently, and this creator is going to talk to us about natural hair care more than anything else. Often they will talk about other types of products like wigs and weaves and tips and tricks and tutorials for us. But one of the things I always talk about is the professional look to their channel, and especially their thumbnails. Those bright, bold headshots give us a real idea about what to expect when we get into the videos, and you can see this as a dynamic host as well. She does a lot of shout outs in her videos as well, which I was happy to see. Recently going through a bit of her content, and then as well on shorts, we see that she's gotten well over 2,100 views on a couple of these. Live streams are something that I missed the first one. She did that yesterday. I'm hoping we can catch her for one of these. It says 1 day ago. I think it was the night before, right? We were talking about that yesterday. Hopefully I'll catch her for one of those soon. We've got notification bells on for every channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. And then, of course, with the hope of catching as much content from each other as possible as well. Controversial Cruising is coming up in a second. And It's the Bankroll. I know you've been here for a little while. Forgive me, I didn't put you on the wheel yet. I'm going to get you on there now. And we'll clean up a little bit. If anybody wants to swap playlists, by the way, for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And we'll see what's happening with Controversial Cruising. This is a channel I'm still getting to know, but they're very active in the YouTube community. So we see a lot of familiar faces on their channel. Here they're talking with Warmstrong Adventures in this video that they've got in the featured position. They've got a premiere coming up that's going to be tomorrow. And I'm just going to take one of their latest videos here. These are shorter, but I'm going to take an interior room look. This is a good video, I think, then without having seen it. But I think this is a good idea for almost anybody to watch, especially if you're thinking about a cruise. I was lucky enough to have worked on a cruise ship for one summer many years ago. But this gives you an idea of what to expect with the size of the room. Because there are options on cruise ships. You can have an interior room, you can have a room with a window, you can have a room with a balcony, and you can start getting into like honeymoon suites and things like that as well. I was staff, so we would have like 2 people in a very small interior room. They have different rooms set up for the staff that are much more basic, but things might have changed over the years as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Great informative video, but we see a lot of that from Controversial Cruising. As I'm learning about their content and their channel, we see that they're showing us all the different aspects of cruising and travel in general, but they've got a lot of friends in the cruising community as well collaborating with them. Some of their shorts have gotten into 6,000, even 7,000 views and beyond, and then when we get into live streams, we see that they're pushing these out every few days also. So I'm hoping I can catch them for one of these very soon. 314 subscribers. I'm hoping I can hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 400 that they're going to be thinking about. And next up is Ace Flaw 1. This is Andy. This is a creator who's actually been with me for about 3.5 years, since before Superchat was even a thought, as a matter of fact. He's been with me on my personal channel through the Playlist Buddy experiments we were doing, getting ready for Superchat over 3 years ago. And still to this day, after 600 episodes of Superchat, comes back almost daily to support other creators. So he brings travel content. The channel's now well over 4,300 subscribers. He only posts occasionally, but is expecting to bring us a brand new video within the next couple of days. Hopefully everybody will enjoy that when you get there. And when we look at his shorts videos, we see that these have gotten into well over 400 views, one of them over 1,400, which is great to see. I know I'm really racing through channels today, but Mondays, when we do these in the afternoon, are always overwhelmingly busy. So we want to get through as many channels as we can in a 3-hour period. We still got another hour or so to go. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. Mike and Rihanna's Adventures is coming up. Oh, Ben Cyan Games is asking an interesting question here. When I haven't done any members only content. I think I did like a one members only live stream on my personal channel like a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever it was, but the system was different. I don't know, and forgive me for not being an authority on this. I should try putting up a members only video to see how the system works, so that I can talk about it a little bit better. But one of the things that they were doing for a long time is saying you can put a video as members only. What happens is the video actually comes unlisted, and then a community post goes out to give members the link. They might have changed that now so that it's true members only content. I think that they have. Maybe somebody here in the chat can clarify and solidify that answer if I happen to be right, or correct me if I'm wrong. And what happens is you can set content, whether it's a community post or a video, to be members only content based on the levels of the membership. So you don't have to put a video, like you don't have to put 2 copies of the same video. What you can do is just put the video out, and the members will be able to see that video. You can leave monetization on, I'm sure, actually, if you wanted to. If you wanted to turn the ads off, I wouldn't put the same video up twice. Now, forgive me because I can't be 100% certain about this, but I've seen a lot of videos coming out lately from influencers warning about something that a lot of people have been doing with shorts videos, and I've come dangerously close to recommending it here several times as well. One of the ideas was making shorts videos, and then if a shorts video doesn't move right away, reposting it again in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. And there's lots of people who've made videos about that. Now everybody's turning around and saying, no, don't do that because YouTube is going to consider it spam. Anything that we do that tries to manipulate the YouTube system puts your entire channel or channels in jeopardy. Keep in mind, if your channels are tied together, and I promise you, YouTube knows, especially through AdSense, because we have to use identification for that, you could lose your whole YouTube operation just by trying to cut a corner. So please don't, and I wouldn't ever recommend uploading the same video twice for any reason at all. My members-only content is really meant to be members-only content. It's designed so that you can promote memberships. Here in Superchat, we haven't done any of that yet. I don't intend to, but I don't know what the future holds. None of us do, so we'll see. We insist here on keeping everything open so everybody has an opportunity to see everything, but we all have to make the right decisions for our own channels. Mike and Rihanna's Adventures are now monetized and have 2,800 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 2,900 that they're thinking about. They bring us a family vlogging channel with some travel talk as well, because Mike is now a travel agent, but they could be outdoors, they could be indoors, they could be taking us on an adventure or a walk around, or they could be indoors cooking, baking, or giving us a chance to get to know them there. Shorts on this channel have gotten into the 2,300 views and beyond on many of them, and then live streams are something that is frequent as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. They do a series of live streams every Sunday. We'll look forward to that next week, and then I'll show you a second channel from these creators as well. Rihanna's Life Adventures is a chance to get to know Rihanna a little bit better. She's expecting to put out some more content shortly. She's got a few shorts videos here, getting close to 1,000 views. Another brand new video. They did put this out yesterday. I'm just going to put this in my catch-up list. It's a part of the parade of homes that they put on the other channel yesterday. And then live streams are something that I've caught them for, and we'll keep an eye on the channel, see if they're going to do more of that. Rihanna's Life Adventures now has 73 subscribers. We'd love to push her a little bit farther towards the first 100. Oh, I see. Thank you, all that fluff and stuff. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've even experimented with that. The channels that I run, we don't do any of those right now. Not that we won't, but the audiences haven't required it in our imagination yet. But I should experiment with it, because I can do that on my personal channel as an idea and just see what comes up. But thank you for that tip. And that makes sense. Yeah, live stream would be able to be members only after it airs. One way that you could hack your way into a members only live stream, you can set a members only chat on the live stream. You can put it unlisted and then put a community post out to let everybody know that it's on. And then the only thing is, whenever there's an unlisted video or stream of any kind, anybody can get to it if they have the link. So if people start sharing it for you, other people could come in. So if it's meant to be members only content, that's another idea. I think what you're going to find, Ben Cyan Games, and I'm sure a lot of creators will agree if they've been monetized for any period of time, is that the ads are going to be the smallest part of your monetization, far exceeded by memberships and super chats. So you notice on Superchat, I turn the ads right off. right? There's no such thing as advertisements here for anybody. And that's because everybody can see we're getting enough super chats and memberships that the amount of ad money becomes trivial compared to the benefit of people being able to come in and out of the stream quickly, you know. So that's just an idea. But you'll have to consider, just think about it a little bit more. I'm glad that you're putting so much thought into it, actually. But yeah, you can think about that as an idea. Nez Lover's talking about thinking it'll be fun to design membership emojis. So they're only 32 pixels by 32 pixels. So I'll tell you this, it's challenging. It can be fun though. And you might be able to... I was lucky enough to work on a channel that was monetized before I had to do it for myself and for TuberChat, so I was able to practice and think about it long before we started. Rod Chattins, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Forgive me for not being certain if this is your first time here, but hopefully you're feeling welcome either way. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect. Please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. And if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Toyin's Kitchen, good to see you here. Mine Forked, I've got you on the wheel, buying space. Good to have you here as well. That's a longtime friend. Neil Collects is up on the screen right now. And this is a creator who collects a lot of different types of things. The last video I watched was of a comic book, actually. This is one thing I didn't know. I wonder if Neil Collects is still in the chat, because I wonder about the shelf behind them in their video, if that's more comics or if it's vinyl records. I'm just crazy about vinyl records. That's why I keep asking. When we look at Neil Collects, we see somebody who collects everything that can be collected. So trading cards, comic books, numismatic collectible coins, action figures, Pop Funko stuff, and things like that. A lot of variety on the channel in that way. So a hobby channel is the way he describes it. Neil Collects is an incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and somebody who's here with us just about every day. And then, yes, absolutely, Nez Lover, you'll notice that our membership emojis... yeah, Nez Lover's member. So you'll notice I just ripped off a lot of them from the social networks, but you can see that we've got a few here as well that I made, let's just say. But yeah, you can upload your own art. What happens is, as you gain member slots on your channel, as your memberships start, and you get, like, let's say 5 or 10 members, you'll be able to make a few emojis. Everybody starts with 4, then you can add up to 5, up to 6, up to 7. As you get farther and farther, eventually you can add more and more emojis, but the span of numbers of members that you need in between starts to increase. So when you start out, you can do like 5 or 6 emojis, I think, for 10 members, right? But then you need 5 more to get another emoji and 10 more to get another emoji. I know my numbers are off, but everybody surely knows what I mean. The Stock Explorer, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. They're here from Florida as a member and a moderator. Let's get them on the wheel. And Neil Collects, let's look at the rest of their content. They've got some shorts here that have gotten into thousands of views, 3,000, 4,000, even over 5,000 views. And then when we get into live streams, we see that this creator is streaming frequently as well. Oh, they're live right now. They did one yesterday, or this morning, pardon me. Neil Collects is also in the UK. So emojis as well. Some of the things that we think about with YouTube, I've been doing graphic design, not graphic art, but graphic design for many, 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 many years. So I'm very proficient when it comes to something like Photoshop. But there are other tools out there like Canva that can be useful for that. Or other creators might be willing to trade favors or simply help out. We also have creators that offer that kind of thing as a service as well at times, right? So if there's something about the YouTube journey, and this is a hint for everybody, again, I don't talk about this enough. Half of my full-time job is running YouTube channels that are not mine, or helping with other social media like eBay, Amazon, and other networks like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, for instance, that do not belong to me. And when you think about that, you can get paid to do work for other people if you'd like to, or you can trade favors. And there's a lot of people who don't enjoy every aspect of YouTube. So if you don't like editing videos, but you like filming them, you can pay somebody to edit. If you don't like doing banners and thumbnails, you can get somebody to do those by trading favors or paying them, or you can get paid to do it if you do enjoy doing it. So it's an idea. Lots of creators here in the Tuber Chat family will offer these kinds of things, like I said, as a service. What I would recommend is, when you're looking for something in particular, just in the matter of like chat etiquette, let's just call it, right? If you wanted to find somebody who would be willing to do emojis, what I would do is, the next time you live stream or premiere, say, I need some help with emojis. Does anybody do that? And then somebody will say something to you. You don't want to do it in somebody else's stream, but you want to maybe do it in your own. And then what will happen is somebody will reach out to you, or if you happen to notice on somebody else's channel that they've done that, or they have emojis that you like, then you can go to them and say, hey, where did you get those? I like your emojis, right? If you happen to see them. Rock Chick Beauty is dropping a super chat. She's from the UK as well. That's Orianne. She's been a dear friend of about 3 years. I've got her on queue to go up next. We always put super chatters on the screen right away in order, and then we put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Cake No Eat Meat Day with cherry on top and more is Danforth Avenue Wellness. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. They've renamed their channel many times, but they're an incredibly supportive creator as well. Day One Adventures is up here talking about events, travel, movies, food. Some of them are distant, some of them are local. I'm just going to take their latest premiere for a few days from now, put the notification on for that. I know they've got a few new videos. I'm just going to take one of the latest ones that's a little bit longer here for the watch minutes, put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them. And forgive me, that might not be a very recent one. It's 6 days. 6 days ago. They've been posting almost every day this week. So I've got one of these, but that's okay. We'll catch up afterwards. And then they've got shorts videos on the channel as well that have gotten into 2,400, 3,100, even 3,500 views and beyond. Day One Adventures obviously is another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And they're in Wilmington, Delaware. They feature videos including reviews, movie reviews, events, food reviews as well, and some vlogs and travel also. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with them. Next up, like I said, is going to be Rock Chick Beauty. But one more time, if anybody wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. And if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. We'll come back in 3.5 minutes and look at Rock Chick Beauty. Alright, we're back and looking at Rock Chick Beauty. This is Orianne. She is a creator who's been a friend of almost 3 years. Probably right around there, actually. It could even be almost getting beyond. This creator had reset and restarted their channel about 2.5 years ago, but they are now approaching 1,200 subscribers. This creator puts a lot of focus on presentation. They will talk to us about alternative, beauty, fashion, lifestyle. You'll notice, again, we've talked about this before, but bright, bold headshots on these thumbnails will make this creator recognizable. The idea with branding and marketing is that if somebody has recommended one of her videos in the YouTube recommendation engine, and they have already enjoyed a video from this creator, they'll be inclined to click on the thumbnail for the next one again, because they'll recognize them and say, oh, I liked the last video I saw from her. Now she's got something else that I want to see. Let me choose her. Right? And Rock Chick Beauty has been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for all of this time. She is monetized, lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships. When we get there, pardon me, and then shorts videos on the channel have gotten into 1,200 and 1,700 views and beyond. She has done a lot of StreamYard panels, but she's joined a lot of other people. I've been with her on panel on different channels as well. But Rock Chick Beauty has started with a lot of beauty and continues that today, but she's really expanded her content, so she gets into a lot of product reviews, unboxings, and sponsored videos now also. So hopefully everybody will enjoy her content. I'm sure you will, and I know you'll enjoy the support that comes back from her. Next up is going to be Steph Sells Stuff by the Seashore, and this is a channel that brings a special kind of content. We see a few channels doing this where they have live auction style sales during their streams. Kid Wonder and Rosie's Life of Wonder, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I hope you got that package. I didn't check in with you again to see if it arrived. Kid Wonder's been a dear friend of well over 3.5 years, actually, since before Tuber Chat was even a thought, and so supportive to me and to us in the beginning and the creation of this channel that they were chosen out of the Tuber Chat family as the very first channel to be featured on episode number 2. We'll look at Kid Wonder. He's got many channels. We'll look at a few of them in a moment. Steph Sells Stuff by the Seashore has over 2,100 subscribers. Now, this creator's got a couple of videos coming up. Sorry, they're live streams coming up. When they post videos, more often than anything else, they're promoting the live streams. I'm just going to take their latest video. I know it's very short, but I'll watch that video. They've got some shorts on the channel, official shorts videos. They've gotten into 36, 37, and 3,800 views. And then live streams are where the sales happen. And this is where they get into StreamYard panels, but they're like an auction style live stream sale situation. Always smiling, always energetic. And this creator, like I said, has been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for a long time. If you haven't seen this kind of content before, it's really interesting to see, as a matter of fact. And they get into sales of all kinds of different things. You really never know what they're going to bring up on screen. But they're working on 2,200 subscribers as well, so I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. We'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen in a second. Leela Life My Way is somebody who's taken us on a lot of shopping videos in shopping trips. In her videos in garden centers is what I saw a lot of in the beginnings of this channel. She's expanding her content now. She was, I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but window shopping for homes online here. I can't tell you how often I hop on, when I'm in the middle, when I'm just like daydreaming, or if I've got a few minutes, I will play around online. I window shop for all kinds of like out of reach things, right? Like mansions, and we have lottery companies here in our province and in Canada that will you buy tickets, they give away homes. I haven't participated in one of those in particular. But I like to look at the homes and see the styles and things like that. And I'm constantly, a few times a week on real estate sites to look at what the prices really are like for some of the things that are coming out. You know, some of these websites now, I've been following one for a long time. I know it expands into the States, but I'm not sure how far. It was called Buzz Home, but it now is called Livable. And I yeah, I think it's livable the way the word is supposed to be spelled. If you search it, you'll find it. But it talks about new developments. So pre-construction, construction, could be condos, could be townhouses, could be single-family homes, things like that. That's what I saw from Leela Life My Way recently. But she is often taking us out for different types of shopping trips. This is a different Halloween-themed one. And then, like I said, I've caught her many times going through, in her videos, garden centers. Now, she's been doing really well with shorts videos because we saw one of these for a while at 1,100 views, but she's posted a few more that have really moved into 876 here, 1,300, 1,400. So it's great to see that as she keeps posting live streams. She just did one this morning. I hope I catch you for one of these again soon. It's been a while, but we've always got notification bells on for everybody. Layla Life My Way is now working on 800 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push her a little bit closer. And let's spin the wheel. M&T Living and Cooking, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Midlife Travels is coming up right now. If anybody wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Eddie Lugo Studios, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. He's an incredibly supportive creator, but has sent a lot of friends into the Tuber Chat family as well. He comes to us from the travel and cruising community of channels. He streams, I believe, every day. I haven't been catching you for a little while now, but hopefully I'll catch you again. He does a morning show with a couple of other creators. I think Cruising is Fun Anytime and the Muster Drill. And these creators put on a great show because they do a morning talk together. Eddie Lugo Studios goes up first and does his own thing for a few minutes. Then they do the morning show and they talk about the cruise community, but their content is engaging and the conversation is quick, to the point, and full of information, and then they're off. And I love that. I love the meat and potatoes kind of idea when we get into content. It's possible to see live streams, especially some of you have heard the way I talk a lot of the time where it drags on endlessly. And I don't necessarily mean to say that about other creators as much as make a joke about the way that I talk here. But you know what I mean. When we spend 40 minutes doing a video that could have taken 10 minutes, it might be better off just doing the 10-minute or 20-minute thing, right? Scraptastic Crocheter, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And Midlife Travels is here. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. They've hit their 100 subscribers. We know that the road to the first 100 is more challenging than ever, but so we're happy to see them get there. We want to see the shorts on the channel because these are front and center. We see that they've got 1,900, 2,100, even 2,400 views on these and beyond. And then when we dig through their videos, we're going to see some travel, some cruising. This latest one was a slideshow. This is kind of an idea. I talked about this yesterday, but something we don't always maybe think about is the idea that, you know, YouTube's only come up in the last 10 or 15 years. And for most of us, it's, and I mean popularity, but for most of us, we've just started in the last few years. Some people have a lifetime of memories that have been captured in photos but not video. It's very possible to put together some slideshows of your photos and make videos out of those. Not saying it's a great idea, it just is an idea. Not even saying it's a good one, but it can be, right, as an idea. And we've seen this from a few creators, but I'm grateful to have seen this one. It's a very quick video. Otherwise, they're taking us outdoors or they're bringing us around different cruise ships, places like casinos and other attractions or amenities. And hopefully everybody will enjoy that from them. I'm looking forward to seeing more from their channel. I'm sure you will be too. We'd love to get that 100 locked in for them by getting them a few extra subscribers. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen in a second here. Kid Wonder and Rosie's Life of Wonder is coming up. I was describing this creator's been a friend of over 3.5 years. Kid Wonder behind this channel was with me for it's getting on almost 4 years now, actually, But this creator was so supportive on my personal channel and before we even started Tuber Chat and all the way along, that they were chosen as the very first creator to be picked out of the Tuber Chat family to be featured on episode number 2. And it's interesting that after 600 episodes and 3 years later, this creator is still coming around as often as they can to support others. They bring pure variety on their channel, a lot of vlogging content, a chance to get to know the creator behind the channel, and then they bring some shorts videos as well. These have gotten into even 1,400, 2,900 views and beyond. Live streams are frequent on the channel as well. Sometimes they do StreamYard panels, sometimes it's just them. And they've got other channels as well. They're monetized, of course. Kid Wonder and Rosie's Gaming and Live Stream is a channel where I've actually collaborated with Kid Wonder. This pool game that you see a lot of the time on his channel is called 8-Ball Pool. And it's just coincidence that I happen to play this game on my phone. One day he had just started a live stream, so I joined him right away and we played for about an hour. Hopefully everybody will join him here. He mixes up the gameplay, and some of it is mobile, some of it's on one of those arcade systems on our phones, and some of the shorts here have gotten into almost 1,000 views, one over 1,600, which is great to see. I'm going to show you another couple of channels. Kid Wonder presents In Random News is another channel from this creator, and it's been a while since he's posted a video, but we'll keep an eye on the channel. We've got our notification bell on. And then one more channel from this creator for today. He's got a few, he's got quite a few. The Mukbang Show with Kid Wonder. And this, we know that mukbang, I never pronounce it right, but this is a huge category on YouTube. Pardon me with my allergies here. But this is where we get to see our beloved Kid Wonder engaging in a lot of different mukbang style challenges and reviews on his channel, and working on 4,400 subscribers over there. Some live streams as well, so we'll see if he's going to pick those back up. But like I said, he's been a dear friend and incredibly supportive creator for a long time. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. Cruising Scene is coming up right now. We'll see what this creator's got going on. About a year ago, a little bit less, we got an influx of channels coming through the Tuber Chat family in the travel and particularly cruising areas of content. And I believe that that's because after the COVID scenario, or whatever we want to call that, the cruising industry has started to open up again. We're seeing a lot more content from a lot more creators. Of course, YouTube's bigger than ever now. We've got well over, the last time I checked 6 years ago, it was like 50 million channels on YouTube, so I don't even know what the number is now. But lots and lots and lots of content out there. We're happy to see this from some of our friends now. Very supportive community, very supportive creators. I'm just going to grab one of their latest casino videos and put this in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to see more of their content. I'm still getting to know their particulars of their content. They've got another inner cabin video here, so this will be similar to what we saw from, I believe, Midlife Travels earlier, but a great idea for something to see. This is very cool too, a cabin. I love the idea of cottage whenever possible, but that's a cool video as well, it looks like. When we get into shorts videos, we see that some of these have really done well at 2,400, 2,500 views, and a Michael Jackson impersonator with over 8,100. So we'll look forward to more shorts from them. Live streams are something they might pick back up, but we've got notification bells on for every channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure that we can catch as much as possible. The Stock Explorer is making me laugh in the chat with the emojis. Gaming King Thurban 33. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. If you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. I bring it every day is up on the screen right now. I caught them this morning again for a different kind of live stream. I usually catch them outdoors, but today they were doing a StreamYard panel. Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve is in the house. A longtime friend that supports on all of my channels is in the house. I've got them on the wheel. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. I bring it every day. He's working on 1,600 subscribers. This creator's interesting because they're very much into fiber crafts, but they take us out with them for groups. And I know I always confuse this because it's been a while since I've seen them do this, but they've taken us out to group crocheting, I believe. And forgive me if I'm mistaken if it was knitting instead of crocheting, but I'm pretty sure it was crocheting. And shorts on this channel have gotten into 5,200, 5,100, 8,900 views on a breakout shorts. Live streams are where I've caught them more than anything, but they stream frequently. They take us out to a lot of like markets, like flea market type ideas, where we can go and see a lot of vintage products and things like that. I'm always asking them about vinyl records, like in this, which one was it here? I rolled over it. This one here. Look, they're looking at some. I'd like that record, actually. The Jets. They they have another live stream coming up in a couple of days. They're going to be cooking, so that'll be interesting. And then I caught them today. Kelly's Crafting with Friends. That was a StreamYard panel, but this is what I mean. Sometimes they're outdoors. So they bring a lot of content on their channel, and I hope everybody will connect with them. They've been a long time generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They're monetized, of course. Yeah, they go to antique shops, flea markets, but they take us out with them as well. When they're in a group doing these fiber crafts. I think I learned the term fiber crafts from their channel, as a matter of fact. And they've got some members only videos here as well. So we see that. What happens when I click on one of these? Yeah, members only content. So YouTube finally put this proper, right? Like, so you have to be a member on the channel to watch this, but you get to see everything about it. Makes you want to watch it, and then you have to be a member to get that done. We were talking about members only content earlier. Philip Lemon is coming up right now. We'll see what this creator's got going on their channel. Philip Lemon is got 170 subscribers right now. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 200 they're thinking about. They've got some shorts front and center on their channel, so we'll look at these right away. We see that these have gotten into 1,500 views on a couple of them, which is great to see. Live streams are something they've done in the past. A little bit of video gameplay here with Stardew Valley and a couple of other games. And then when we get into videos, they've let us know they might have some new content coming out. They just put a video up just over a week ago, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with them. Philip Lemon always engages conversation when they're here in the chat. And let's spin the wheel again. If anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. And if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve is coming up right now. And one of the things you'll find to be a treat on this channel is when Jen's got a guitar in hand, and that happens from time to time. They've got a brand new video from yesterday. I'll put that in my catch-up list right now. We find homesteading content and a lot of family togetherness on this channel, actually. The content could be indoors, it could be outdoors. They're often cooking. They could be in the live streams as well, outdoors or indoors, and cooking, and more family togetherness here. Shorts on the channel have gotten into 3,500, even 4,500 views. We see more indoor and outdoor. And why do I always not think to mention it, but they were part of the Mid-America meetup. I talk about this often because Butler Family Farm was there live streaming, and I didn't happen to watch while Jen would have been on, but this is very cool that they were a part of this. Rebecca Touched by Yarn must have been there as well. So Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve is well over 1,000 subscribers now. We'd love to push them a little bit farther on the road to the 1,100 we know they're thinking about. Yeah. Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve is making me laugh now with the emoji, same as Stock Explorer was doing. I believe I've seen on a channel where they've had almost the alphabet done in emojis so that you can use those, but you gotta have, I think, getting into hundreds of members for that. Some channels do, right, after a long period of time. Knit Pearl and Squirrel with Granny D. Thompson happens to be live right now. They're monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. They're growing quickly. They are putting out videos which are usually talking about fiber crafts. I'm just going to put this in my catch-up list right now. Charms and firearms is what they're describing there. They're showing us all kinds of products and giving us a chance to get to know them here. They've got shorts on their channel that have gotten into 1,200 and even 1,300 views. They've got live streams that come out. I think they stream every day, just about every single day. And it's interesting to be able to see how they keep up with the chat as well. You can see they get quite a bit of traffic on these, actually. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with them. They've been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here for quite some time. Scraptastic Crocheter is talking about swapping playlists as well, so anybody that wants to do that is welcome to do that. Rambling with the Brooms is coming up next. A fellow Canadian who happens to be a member and a moderator here. Another creator who was at the Mid-America meetup cooking up a storm for everybody behind the grill. What I think we'll do right now is go for 3.5 minutes. We'll come back and look at that creator. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. We're back in 3.5 minutes. All right, we're back and looking at Rambling with the Brooms. This is a fellow Canadian who actually lives close to our nation's capital. He's about 4 or 6 hours away from me. And this is Scott. Rambling with the Brooms comes to us from the homesteading community of channels, and I mention it all the time, but I group a lot of different types of content in there. We talk about farming, ranching, gardening, a lot of outdoor channels, but it doesn't have to be outdoors. I've been saying that a long time, because we add in sometimes fishing channels, camping channels, hiking channels, or things like that. But there's a lot of indoor content that comes along with homesteading as well. And a lot of what I'm talking about is bringing the outdoors indoors. A lot of these creators raise livestock, or, like chickens for eggs and things like that. They grow a lot of herbs and vegetables and fruits and trees and vines and all kinds of stuff, so that they can grow their own food, eat their own food, can their own food, preserve, for instance, and that comes in the idea of self-sufficiency. But one of the things that I find in common with a lot of the creators behind these channels is an overwhelming sense of generosity in wanting to share knowledge and resources with each other. And Rambling with the Brooms is certainly that kind of person. This is Scott. He wants to help other channels grow. He's a moderator now on hundreds of channels, including the latest addition to our moderator squad. He's been a dear friend for a long time. He cares very much about the YouTube community in general, his community, those of us in the Superchat family, for which I'm grateful. He's working on 1,800 subscribers right now. He's got some shorts where we get to see Scott, but he's got some of that famous Canadian weather happening here too, with over 3,000 views, one over 7,700. He's got a lot of live streams on Thursdays and Fridays. He goes live for Procrastination Thursday and Shenanigan Friday. He often brings up StreamYard panels. You can see a huge grid here, which is great to see. He introduces us to a lot of other creators, and the conversation can go just about anywhere. I've hung out with him in the Sugar Shack while he's been live streaming, making maple syrup that Canada's so famously known for. And then videos can involve anything from product reviews to indoor or outdoor videos, a chance to get to know him, or collaborations with other creators like Jesse there from Lazy Days Ahead. I caught him on a live stream with his wife earlier this morning as well. Now, Rambling with the Brooms and Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa have a collaboration going on, this Cruise in Alaska 25. They're going to go from Seattle to Alaska for a 1-week cruise in August of 2025. They're trying to book 100 rooms of creators and supporters, and you'll find lots of informative videos on both of their channels about this, but that's a look at Rambling with the Broom. So hopefully everybody will connect with him. All of the moderators on this channel are dear friends of mine. They're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels, and they all do different things, but one of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you get to any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members the same way that we do here in Superchat. So, It's the Bankroll's coming up. This is one of many channels, including the Stock Explorer, who's here right now, that wants to help us with our finances. Now, the It's the Bankroll is going to help us with budgeting, the idea of saving, the idea of becoming debt-free, and they do this through lots of different things, including challenges. We never know who's going to strike the right chord when it comes to the idea of a lot of different subjects. I talk about it with diet and eating and things like that, but with finances as well, something that can really motivate us, really inspire us, and maybe even make behavior changes, because I don't think there's enough financial information that is forced upon us like it is with everything else. When we go through our school systems all the way around the planet, it seems to me there's not enough financial information. We don't get a really good foundation. We have to learn from our family, our friends, and things like that. If we're learning from people who are struggling with finances, we're almost sure to struggle as well. And people like It's the Bankroll want to help us with different ideas that can help us not only with the technical aspects of ideas and plans for saving, but also with the inspiration and motivation that comes along with that, if that makes sense. So let's have a look at their videos. I've seen their latest one, but they post frequently. Hopefully they'll have a new video coming out in the next few days. They've got some shorts on their channel that talk about that are getting into 1,500, 1,900 views, even 5,400 views. I think that one's still moving. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's increased in views since we've been seeing that the last few times. It's the Bankroll is really close to that 1,000 subscribers at 962 right now. We'd love to push them a little bit farther, and they're another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter who's here with us frequently. Angelic Warrior 37, aka Mrs. M, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in, and hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. I know I say it often during our live streams, but if anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. I went a little bit too far today. For those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I went on for about 20 minutes about the monetization system and friendships between creators and things like that for quite some time. So now I've been racing through channels for the last 2.5 hours, but we still got a little while to go. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen. We'll get to as many as we can. I got to keep the voice. I got to keep the voice going. Pardon me. VS Speaks Royally is an interesting channel. They're growing rapidly, but they had a strong and solid foundation. And what happened is the royal families had an interesting year. There's always a lot going on with all of the royal family anyway, but I think you know what I mean by some of the stories that have happened. And VS Speaks Royally was in a great position to be able to cover a lot of that. They do that through especially their live streams, where you'll find vibrant, engaged conversation. I haven't caught them for a while. I'm hoping I can catch one of these. VS Speaks Royally does a great job of leading conversation during these live streams by staying well-versed and up-to-date on their subject. In the videos, most of it is royal family related, but they bring a little bit of variety as well. And then in shorts, we see a lot of variety. Lots of creators are doing this, bringing variety into their shorts, but this creator's gotten into 4,200, 4,800, even 100 views on their shorts videos. They're getting close to 5,000 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit closer towards that milestone. If anybody has not already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. And if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Ben Cyan Games is here right now, and this creator is streaming like a marathon. They're streaming almost every day for 12 hours at a time. They bring a lot of video gameplay. Sometimes they're doing a few talking head videos on their channel. They've got some shorts here, and one of these has really moved as well. They got one over 500,000 views. Others into the few thousand, which is great to see. Live streams are frequent. Like I said, they're doing these almost every day for hours at a time. Really working on those watch hours. So hopefully everybody will connect with Ben Cyan Games. They're another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. We'll spin the wheel and we'll get another channel ready to go. We'll see what's happening with Unstable TV Shorts, our favorite couple from Ireland, and they actually have a couple of different channels. We'll look at their original channel first. Unstable TV is on a rapid growth pace, and these creators have really put a lot of time and consideration into the idea of understanding reaction videos. They've done really well with these for a long time. They're getting close to 24,000 subscribers now, and we've seen this channel grow from its beginnings. I'm just going to take their latest video. This is Danielle and James. And they're monetized, of course. They've broken into a second channel now, but you can notice when you look at the view counts on some of these videos. So 10 days ago, they put out a video that got 1,400 views. The next day, they put a video out that got 164. These creators are incredibly authentic because you can see the numbers throughout the channel show that they experiment with a lot of ideas. They put a ton of focus on presentation, as you can see. They're a very fun couple with an incredible chemistry between them. And then let's have a look at those the short channel as well. They've gone live a few times. I caught them on vacation actually recently. I guess it's been a couple of months now. When we get into their new shorts channel, we see that they've gotten into well over 2,400, 2,900 views. I think a few of these are still moving, actually. I haven't seen that yet. Shorts is... Oh, they've made this watermark for themselves, I think, actually. I was going to say, I wonder if that's something YouTube's putting in there like TikTok and things do, but it looks like they made that for themselves. But that's really cool as well. So Danielle and James are always experimenting, but they're active on the other social networks as well. I see their stuff on Instagram all the time. 618 subscribers. We'd love to push this second channel towards the 1,700 that we know that they're thinking about, and I know you'll enjoy their content once you get there. They're doing all kinds of fun and silly things together. Scratch and Pete PA is coming up right now. We talked about this channel earlier today. He is known as a shining jewel in the Superchat family. And he's here every single stream. Now, I know not everybody can be here every single day or for 3 hours every time we stream. I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. And I'm just going to look at something in another window here for a quick second before I continue. Scratch and PPA, of course, is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. Every moderator on this channel is a dear friend of mine. They're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels and they all do different things. But one of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. So when you visit them for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members the same way we do here in Tuberchat. Yeah, Butler Family Farm will be off for about a half an hour before we're going to end in just under 20 minutes here. Butler Family Farm is going to go live about a half an hour later. If you feel like moving it up, we can raid, but that means you'd have to be ready in just about 20 minutes, if that's okay. But otherwise, we know that they'll be live shortly after Tuberchat. So Scratch and PPA has premieres, but they run every single week without fail on Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. This creator posts with perfect consistency. They bring us the Scratch Challenge series of videos. And what they do is pit 2 lottery tickets against each other and give us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, which of course I do. It sets their series apart, makes it unique and a lot of fun to be a part of. You'll notice presentation is at the forefront of their mind. Their bright, beautiful avatars matched by their thumbnails, which include a hint as to giveaways in their videos as well. And then their banner is updated every single week as well. We can imagine how much work that takes. Scratch and PPA is now over 1,700 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther. Well, I got a fruit fly running in front of the camera there. And then Scratch and PPA happens to be a fellow Canadian, as a matter of fact, as well. This creator has premieres that will result in the one of the fastest rolling chats that you've seen in the Tuberchat family. They I believe what happens is because they support other creators so wholeheartedly, they seem to be everywhere every time. It comes back in a rush and flood of support for them. So when they premiere, you're going to see a chat that rolls faster than this, faster than most others. And it is very fast-paced and high energy. And a lot of fun to be a part of. Granny filming again. I'm going to get you on the wheel. I don't think I had you on there yet. And let's spin the wheel. Butler Family Farm is going to go live in about 45 minutes, but they've also got a monetization celebration coming up in a few days as well, so we'd love to catch that. I got to try to make sure. If anybody here has special edition videos and live streams, particularly monetization celebrations, just please make sure that I know. What I always recommend to creators, I don't say it enough, but what I would recommend if anybody was to ask is when you have a monetization celebration, I would plan it for about a week after you've become monetized, because the idea is you're giving everybody a chance to celebrate with you, right? And if you're thinking about memberships and super chats and things like that, you want to give everybody some notice, but make sure that your monetization is locked in. We've seen that from a lot of creators. It's not that I'm right. It's not that that's a right or wrong way to do it. It's just the most common way we see it done. Marketplace Boutique is here with 312 subscribers. This is a creator that has an interesting concept in their channel. They were working in law but looking for a career change that would allow them to spend some more time at home. They found an e-commerce business that they've been running since what I think they said was 1998. Yes. What they're going to do is give us tips and tricks to help us understand where we can find things that we can turn around and sell. And particularly with eBay, they will give us tips and tricks. Pardon me. They're talking about Halloween now, because Halloween's coming up and the time to get on that train is right now. So here's an idea: Halloween items that sell for thousands on eBay. That'll be really cool. Some of you know that a tiny amount of my work, usually a few minutes a day, is spent on eBay, not for myself as part of my full-time gig, but I do a tiny bit for myself as well. It can be a wonderful extra stream of income. Marketplace Boutique is going to give you the ins and outs of how to do that. What I can tell you personally, from literally listing thousands of items and shipping at least 1,000 packages, is that it is easier than we think it is if we've never done it before. I'm sure Marketplace Boutique will agree. So 312 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 400. Their shorts are moving as well here. Lots of variety in their shorts. We see that from a lot of creators, getting into 2,200, 2,400 on some of these, and then 8,000 on a breakout shorts video. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel coming up onto the screen. eBay used to use PayPal exclusively. They were one company. They broke into separate companies a long time ago. eBay now, at least in Canada, drops your profit right into your bank account. You still got to worry about taxes and things like that, and I'm not an authority, so you got to think about that. But it's a really cool thing because, you know, once you've set it up, once you've listed things, which is lightning fast on a phone, they have an app. You can scan the barcode of something, it adds it right in. You add a couple of extra details if you want to, price it, and you're off to the races. If the stuff sells, what happens is they give you your notification. You got to ship right away. Once you get it sent within a day or two or whatever it is, YouTube or eBay will drop literally deposits right into your bank account, which is really cool. Margie's Crafty Corner is here with 985 subscribers. They're getting dangerously close to that magical 1K. I can't believe how behind I am. They've been posting frequently, but I'm behind. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos, Crochet With Me Mondays, and I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That's a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. Playlists can be a great tool for that. They've started posting some more shorts here, and one of these has gotten over 300 views, which is great to see. We'd love to see some more from them. Live streams are frequent on the channel as well. We can see they're doing these every couple of days with StreamYard panels also. I think that's Darn Yarn Doll there. And hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with them. They're monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. They've been another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here. Margie's Crafty Corner is here with us just about every day, so is Granny Filming again. Which we're going to see right now. We'll see what they've got going on. They film random content on their channel, and they constantly update their About page. Sometimes I wonder if they do it for me because I talk about it. They've added quite a bit of different stuff. So homemaking, cooking, cleaning, some grocery pickups and hauls, challenges, Q&As, and more. Not a lot more, but a bit more. And the content could be indoors or outdoors. And they've got some shorts on their channel as well, which have gotten into well over 6,100 views on a couple of these, but lots of variety. Some of those cooking videos are doing really well. Videos on the channel can encompass all kinds of variety, but we've got a baking ASMR there, some fiber crafts here, some outdoor, and some kitchen videos as well. So hopefully everybody will enjoy that. 508 subscribers, so they have to be excited about that new monetization system that we talked about for about 25 minutes at the beginning of the stream today, knowing that after 3,000 hours of watch time, they'll be added into the YouTube Partner Program without problem, I'm sure. Mind Forked is coming up right now to talk to us about everything unexplained. It doesn't have to be UFOs and cryptids, but that's a part of it, of course. Mind Forked is also very active in the YouTube community, supporting other creators all the time. And it looks like they're doing a collaboration here in what is going to be an upcoming live stream that is in another week and a half or so. They stream occasionally on the channel, so we'll keep an eye on them and see if they're going to do much more, but we've got notifications on for that. We always put the notification bell on for every channel. Shorts on this channel have gotten well over 4,000 views, which is great to see, and that will likely continue. I run into Mindfork supporting other creators all the time, and they have got videos coming out about every week or so. So a little bit sporadic, but they're working on 500 subscribers right now. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. Let me spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. I'm going to get a couple of extra names onto our wheel right now. And Broken Hearts Ministry is coming up. This is another channel from Gail Southern Living, the hostess of the Fall Fest 23 giveaway, which is a collaboration, a monster collaboration. I haven't asked, I don't know if she's still in the chat, how many people made it into the Fall Fest 23 giveaway this year. It was over, I think it was 69 creators last year. I'm just going to grab one of her latest videos, and I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. She posts frequently. On this channel, she's really working hard to get it going, but you can see she's got 123 subscribers already. One of the shorts videos here has gotten 2,100 views, which is great. Live streams are frequent already. She's been putting up live streams. She just did one a few minutes ago, actually. This channel has a special message, but it comes to us from Gail Southern Living, who's a longtime friend. This is somebody who I can tell you truly has my back in the YouTube streets. I say that personally just because of my friendship with her, but she cares very much about her own YouTube community and all of us in general, those of us in the Superchat family as well. And I know everybody will appreciate the support that she gives, both on YouTube and behind the scenes. When you connect with her, I've taken one of her latest YouTube tips videos and put it in my catch-up list to watch afterwards as well. She's got shorts videos that have gotten into 3,800, 4,600 views, one over 18,000, which is great to see. And then live streams as well are coming up on this channel also, where she's got the grand prize drawing in another week and a half or so. And oh, she's got another meetup happening by the look of it as well. Let me spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up right now. I'm going to see what I can do about getting another channel on the wheel. Jessie Miller's Unboxing and More will come up. She has been incredibly supportive here in Tuberchat and even to me on my other channel, for which I'm grateful, especially lately. But Jessie Miller's actually a longtime friend. Just Jason Keto and More was a guest on Gail Southern Living's channel yesterday, as a matter of fact. Ron's Keto Cafe, good to see you in the house. They need 38 more to get to 1K. They're getting very close. Kathy Payne might still be in the house. Are they still with us right now? I think so. I'll just double check. Oh, Ron's Keto Cafe, thank you very much. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. They've done that before, but they just dropped a super chat again. And that means we're going to look at their channel next before I spin the wheel. And yeah, Jessie Miller, I've got you on the wheel. Fair's fair. We always put channels on the wheel based on how active they have been, and we're talking about engaging conversation throughout the stream. Right? So Jessie Miller Unboxings and Kathy Payne are on there. Thank you, Ron's Keto Cafe, for the kind words as well. It's ironic, but we'll look at your channel right after Just Jason Keto and More. These creators want to help us with inspiration and motivation when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle, and they bring their own life experiences along with tips and tricks, recipes, hacks as well. And Just Jason Keto and More, like I said, was a guest just yesterday on Gail Southern Living's channel. She wanted to learn about keto, and it's great to see some of our friends collaborating together. Just Jason Keto and More has over 1,000 subscribers now, working on 1,100. Like I said, lots of recipes here, lots of tips, tricks. I say hacks because he shows us how to get more value out of some of the things we buy in a grocery store based on the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle as well. He does a lot of product reviews. A lot of friends come up to give their life experience, their tips and tricks as well. He does these both in videos and in live streams, and he streams every Thursday. I believe it's 7 p.m. Eastern. I try to catch him as often as I can. I guess it's been a while again, and sometimes he'll bring on a guest for that. Woman Outdoors was recently a guest on his channel. I forget where the thumbnail went for that. So hopefully everybody will connect with him. He's doing a lot of silent live streams right now, but those are just to pump up the watch hours a little bit. And then he's got some shorts on the channel as well that have gotten into 5,000, even well over 6,000 views. One of them over 22,000. So hopefully everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto. I've seen this one at 22,000 on his channel. Ron's Keto Cafe is coming up right now. We'll see what they've got going on. I got to see, Butler Family Farm's going to go live in about a half an hour, but I'm going to see what they're doing about their monetization celebration. If we're going to be streaming on the same day, maybe I can set up a raid for that. Ron's Keto Cafe has got a stream coming up, actually. Let's see when this is going to be. Or was that a premiere? Yeah, that's a premiere coming up, so that's going to be in a few days. He's got a few brand new videos as well. Easy Pizza Chaffles. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. These creators will help us understand the ingredients on a lot of the things we might buy as well. Sammy Joe 1982, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And Ron's Keto Cafe, like I said, is getting very close. 38 more to get to that magical 1K. So this creator is also going to bring us a lot of recipes. Their life experience, following keto now for, I think it's over a year, right? Yes, well, long over a year. 100 pounds doing keto in 124 weeks. They take us on that journey. They give us stories to be told throughout their content. Lots of live streams as well. So they're bringing these out about once a week, but they're here in Superchat frequently as well. I'm just digging through some of their videos here. So I've got the notification on for this premiere as well. Different kinds of snacks and things like that. These are things to think about. It's one thing when we think about meals, but we forget about, like, you know, what if I need a snack in the day? We can't just, like, boil eggs and eat them every day, right? Like, I mean, I could, but not everybody likes them as much as I do. And the thought of tasty and interesting snacks can probably be motivating when it comes to the idea of sticking to a diet like this. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get to another channel. So they got a video coming up tonight. Is that right? Did I not see that? Oh, I see. There it is right there. Yes, they got a premiere coming up tonight as well. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More brings us Unboxings and More. And this creator in the latest video that I just watched this morning was bringing what I think is an inspiring box. Now, there are tons of different kinds of subscription boxes. If anybody hasn't already seen it, there's a website called Cratejoy. And I'll just put that name in the chat. You can search that out if you want to. But there are subscription crates for everything from clothing to shaving to music to book lovers, fiber crafts. There's just about anything you can think of. It doesn't have to be hobbies. They can be practical. And it's kind of cool to see this. And Jesse Miller Unboxings and More will unbox and review all kinds of different things, as a matter of fact. She's been a dear friend of a very long time. Like I said, she supports on all of my channels, for which I'm grateful. Lately, she's been incredibly supportive, literally hanging out with me for hours in different live streams, as well as here in Superchat. And then shorts videos for her have gotten over 1,000 views into 1,200. One of them over 2,200, which is great to see. Live streams are something that she might continue continue doing. She has brought these out sporadically, but we've got our notification bell on for every channel. She's working on 1,700 subscribers now. We'd love to push her through that milestone, even on the road to 1,800 shortly. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel coming up on the screen in a second here. Kathy Paina comes to us from Hawaii. They bring us travel tours as they describe on their About page. Pardon me, Kathy Paina is with us frequently. And this creator has just started with shorts, but we're hoping to see some more videos on the channel. I see they've got a couple of new ones. I'm going to take your second latest video instead of the last one, just because this one's got some more watch minutes. Right? And every minute matters when it comes to watch time. I'll put that in my catch-up list for now. Playlists can be a great tool to keep caught up with creators. That's what I use my playlist for. If anybody wants to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I'm willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. You'll get an idea of what to expect on the channel when you get to the About page here. Glad to see that filled out, and we'd love to push Kathy Paina towards the 500 subscribers that they're thinking about. Shanster Travels is in the house. Forgive me, I didn't put you on the wheel earlier, but I've got you on there now. And we'll see what the Stock Explorer's got coming up first. We spun the wheel there. And Shanster Travels will be next. We've got the Stock Explorer at 1,800 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 1,900 they're thinking about. If anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. The Stock Explorer likely never forgets the thumbs up because they're out supporting people all the time, literally seeming to be everywhere. They are monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. What they expect to do is bring us the stock markets and crypto markets in a level-headed and down-to-earth way through everything from beginner tutorials to advanced topics and everything from videos to shorts to live streams. I've seen this creator with product in hand often and go as far as to invest in a stock, order a product from the company and unbox it on a live stream. They've got some variety in their shorts videos here. We talk about this all the time. Lots of creators are getting into variety on their shorts. Some of these have gotten into 2,500, 3,600 views, one over 5,600, which is great to see. Live streams are frequent. Sometimes they're lottery ticket scratching. Sometimes they're giving us friendly conversation. There's Woman Outdoors again. I've joined them on their channel. Now it's getting on about 7 months ago. They've got some members-only content here as well. Sometimes it's friendly conversation. Sometimes they're charts and graphs for us to see, especially when it's stock talk. And as well, this creator's got a second channel called Tropical Buzz, where they seek to educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which they'll be growing themselves. They happen to be in Florida, and they got 245 subscribers over here. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 300 that they're thinking about. The Stock Explorer has been a dear friend for a very long time and happens to be here as a member and a moderator as well. Shanster Travels is coming up on the screen right now. Thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment that everybody is here, even if you're just lurking in the background, letting the stream run or coming by quickly to say hello. I know not everybody can be here every day or for 3 hours every time we stream. I might have to move things around this week. We've got a really heavy work week, probably more than I thought before we started. We've got some unusual work this week, and we have to do some of our stuff on odd hours, like outside of mainstream hours. So I expect to have a stream on Wednesday night, but if we have to, we'll move it or skip it. And otherwise, we'll be back on Saturday. But I'll adjust the times as we are a little more certain. And then hopefully everybody's got the notification bell on, of course. So Shanster Travels is going to talk to us about travel, particularly cruising. You can see this as an energetic creator, always smiling, always energetic. They've actually sent over some friends as well from their community, for which I'm grateful. They got a premiere coming up tomorrow morning. They have got a brand new video. I'm going to put this from a few days ago in my catch-up list. I can see them behind. That will give me a chance to catch up with them. They've got 733 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 800 they're thinking about. And when we get into their shorts videos, we see that some of these have gotten 3,100, 3,200 views. They got one breakout shorts over 9,300, which is great to see. Live streams on their channel are, let me see, pretty frequent actually. It looks like they're putting these out every couple of days. Lots of familiar faces in their StreamYard panels as well. We always see Destination Fun. We've seen her on many different channels. Actually, Shanster Travels introduced us to Destination Fun, and that's getting on months ago, so we're appreciative of that. Thank you everybody again for the time that you spent. I really do appreciate every moment that everybody can be here. And we're going to make a quick exit today, and then we'll see everybody again soon. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Pete. Thanks to our moderators. Bye-bye, everyone.